Greetings, family. This is Bomani Tamba, and family, welcome to another one of our wonderful Black Star Pan-African conference call. And tonight, family, it is September 4th, 2022, and this is our third year of our Black Star Pan-African community in Jahadzi. So definitely want to thank everyone who have stand the test of time and has been working with us and dedicating themselves for us to build something unique and definitely needed for our brothers and sisters in African diaspora that's looking to make a repatriation move or investment here in Ghana. And so family, I'm the organizer of the community and president and also administrator. And what I focus on primarily is to just make sure that we have a good foundation of information. So we have a lot of information on our website. We also have lots of details. Everything is mainly on the internet because that's where everyone needs to access our details. But also we have an office here in Georgia and there in Jahadzi, Ghana. So I want to let anyone that's interested in being a part of the community, let them know that if you're in the States, you can come here, we can talk and go through some things. And then if you're there in Ghana, you want to see the land, that's why we have an office there. And that office is also to just welcome members, especially when you take that long journey from Accra, you may need to use the restroom or just take a break and come to the office. And as time goes along, we're going to make it as advanced as this office here in Georgia, which is a place where I run all my technology business and a few different things. Right. So to get right to the point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do screen sharing, and I'm going to go to a few things doing screen sharing. And I'm just going to break down what I'm going through. All right, so this is the email that I usually send to everyone that's interested in being a part of the community. And yes, I do understand that it's a long email and things like that, but it's like I tell people, like, if you're trying to make these kind of moves, it's clear that you take your time and process documentation. So all of this is incredible documentation that shows that we're putting all of the right efforts into organizing and putting things together so people are clear about what they're committing to. But what we also asking for individuals to do, we do have a cancellation and refund policy, just like all business and all other things that we do. But at the same time, too, what we're looking for is a lifetime commitment for those who want to build an incredible community that's going to stand the test of the time and could be a focal point of how we do things in Africa and move around. Because right now we're very scattered and we don't really have no base of operation or no foundation or anything settled to where we can say, this is our community and we can look out for people who need our help, or and things like that. People in Ghana and the Nigerian communities, they're going to be all right. Indian, Lebanese, you name it, all kind of people that's there in Ghana, they have something where they look out for the people from where they're coming from and things like that. The only difference of us is our connection is more of an integration connection to build an energy with our own brothers and sisters that's on the African continent. So that's the difference. And then, we're there to just merge and rebuild our kingdom, reconnection. Some people agree with it, some people don't. I have these long live streams and we've been talking about the situation. And I've came to the conclusion, what I'm explaining to people is like, if you really care about Pan-Africanism, you step out here and do the work of Pan-Africanism. That's what we call this community, Black Star Pan-African community, because it's a Pan-African energy of brothers and sisters from wherever you are who want to be a part of something unique. Now, if you just focus on America, don't knock what we're doing in Ghana. I always tell people that when we build these enterprises and we build up the community and we have our docks and the marinas and we're looking to do import, export and trading, we're looking to expand the factories that we build and do trade. We need to do that with more of our own brothers and sisters, regardless of all this things that we feel. So I'm always telling people who talk all that stuff on YouTube that this is what we're doing in Ghana and this is what we're doing here in America. Show me what you got. Let me know if you're someone that's going to get into the game and be a part of the future, or if you're someone that's just going to be a spectator or just talk a bunch of a bunch of garbage. This stuff is difficult. It's hard to pull it off. I have all kind of crews in different countries, but mainly in Ghana. and the crews of people that got to do with this community, from the chief, the surveyor, dealing with the lands commission, the attorneys. And, now we're in a situation where both of our attorneys have been fired, not fired, but one has been fired and one is quit. Because he can't take the heat as far as, some of our people going back and forth and being upset with certain things and want everything done right away right now. So what you see is a list of all kind of things. You see sample surveys, you see site plan, site overview, and the sample surveys that we have on the deed of assignment. We started and we're doing real good, where we had a whole bunch of surveys completed and deed of assignments and working towards registration. But then here you have people, the COVID era is ending, or people out of lockdown, and now people, I want to go to Tanzania, I want to go to the Gambia, I want to go here. America is not so bad. I want to stay in America, and it's changing their mind. So in order for us to build this, we need people who are going to dedicate themselves to saying, hey, I like what you guys are talking about. Let's work together and build this. And and person have to be also open to following organization of how we do things. You can't just come in just like, oh, everything you're doing is this, and this is the only way to make it work. You have those kind of people, and that's not what we're about. I didn't spend 18 years in Africa, back and forth, going to so many different countries, going from a student, somebody that's trying to learn about the history of Egypt and the slave trade in Senegal, and then going to this, building the energy of this tourism to where you're going beyond tourism, you're helping people live, do business in not only just Ghana, but many other countries. And the influence of this, even some of the people on YouTube, they weren't there before. We have inspired a whole generation. This is 18 years in the, before YouTube and all the places exist. We have VHS, DVDs of just going to different parts of Africa, doing documentaries and things like that. And then here studying business administration, technical administration, all of these designs and things that you see, these are my designs. These are things that incredible amount of work get done here at this business office. So imagine if we just expanded out that business center there in Ghana. We can do all of these business together. We can train and educate young generation of people, to just, compete, because that's what I call myself doing in these business, competing, not just a business where, where we're just doing Africa tours and things. It's an international business where we're competing the likes of other people, because the people that would take more Black people to Africa is white folks, white groups, white organization, not people like us. But that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to expand and dominate. We're looking to make it simpler to where if you need land, you reach out to us to get land. You don't have to deal with the politics of foolishness. We have a chief, Nana Haiti, that's an intelligent, educated man that's always in university, working on his new degrees or upgrading his courses and things like that. And and me and him, our communication, 3 years of flawless communication and things like that. Things have happened on both sides there, with certain unfortunate things there in Ghana and then also here. But what we have to do, instead of just fighting amongst ourselves when things are not perfect, we work it out. That certificate of incorporation, it took us almost 9 months to get. I do business, business setup and development for people. And one of the things is, it's easy for me to sit here with someone and they come here and we just do all the paperwork. They have all their business paperwork that same day, but this is not the state of Georgia, this is Ghana. And are we, should it be more like the state of Georgia? I'm going to say yes, absolutely. But, this is a culture of how I learned to do business here and things like that, with all the modern advanced technology, and everything is just very modern and updated. Now, countries like Ghana is going to get there. We just have to really be patient with it. And one of the most important things is trying to get the right people in place. You go to a trial of, I've fired so many people there in the country, unfortunately, more than, I've had to just replace crews also in different countries. And I'm a military-minded person. And as a naval tactician / technician, I take logistics, operation, and what we're doing serious as far as this, even the people that's working for us, having them understand that, you're getting paid to do a job that's going to not only put yourself in a better position, but also help us work together to where we can do some great things in countries like Ghana. We have a whole lot of incredible diaspora energy that can expand operation there in Ghana, but it's a two-side situation. We have to come clear and understand and look out for each other and understand that we can't just make any kind of moves you want to make. And then we have to also build those diplomatic relationships in the country to where people are understanding us more and how we're gonna, can get things done. And that's one of the things I'm gonna do, once we bring in Dr. Cassandra and Aziba, who is there as a secretary and the manager of our office there in Jahadzi, and they're gonna talk about some of the things that they're doing. All these things that we're doing is key. If all of us like really play our part, we have people there in the country that's doing certain moves, and then we have operations here, and and it's like bring me back to naval operation. I'm telling you, it's one of the most incredible things I've ever been a part of and seen, because it's like everybody do their job, mission get completed, nice and smooth and easy, and you have a whole lot of moving parts and things that have to happen. And if one or two things go wrong, you have ships full of people sinking, and you have all out warfare and chaos and things like that. So we have to just step forward as organized as possible. And over the 3 years, this emails went from just a few little documents and things to a full-fledged, full detail, where it gives people a history, a track record. We have the YouTube link below that's going to take you to YouTube and show you the 100 and something plus videos that we've done, conference call, interviews, videos on the land, presentation, dialogues, it's conversation, and so on. It's just an incredible documentation, and that's why I tell people it's easy just to criticize and come at people, but could you keep up with the level of things that have to be done and make it work, especially when you have not only a system against it, most of the people that end up coming against you are the jealous, wicked Black people who literally don't have the balls and the heart to say, I'm going to do something for my people in America, I'm going to do something for my people somewhere else. They feel like it's up to them to criticize and run their mouth. But I enjoy people like that, because I enjoy educating our people about them. We call them Black devils and race traitors, and letting people know that these people are necessary evil, but we have to stick together and things like that, because that's what they prey on. They prey on us just having disagreements and falling apart. They prey on us coming to Ghana and just having issues with people in Ghana with land, and people getting ripped off, because they're going to say, hey, I told you guys so that you waste your time going to Africa doing that Pan-African stuff in Africa, and people in Africa don't care about you. And I'm like, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Well, someone, and some of us have to make moves. We can't stay behind enemy lines and completely just have no backup or no connection, no nothing. Don't tell me about not doing things around the world when China, I have an incredible country called China, and they have Chinese people all over the entire globe, including my beautiful Jamaica, dominating and taking over and taking things to another level. So I'm telling people, in order for us to compete, help and support, even if your support and help is to us not get in our way. Support what we're building there in Ghana with these two communities, looking to get more people to acquire the few plots of land that's available in phase 1, and then also the ridiculous amount of land that we have in phase 2, and give us that momentum to where we can start getting more things done. But based on all the resources that we've done incredible over the last 3 years, and this begins to be a foundation time frame. Now it's time for us to just take it to the next level. So I'm telling those who are interested and looking to join us, just take the time, read through things, let's talk, let's be clear. Let me give you updates on everything that we're doing. And then we're just gonna keep it going. So I'm not gonna read all these emails and all these details. Just showing anyone that's interested that I have a nice email that I can send to you very quick, and it will give you all the links to go to the website, to go to the YouTube page, Facebook page, and see the documentation. And as we scroll down, it gives you a list of all the documents that are actually attached. So if you're getting land from someone else in Africa, you ask them for some of these things, and good luck, you may not get none of these information. And that's the difference between us. We're well organized, and we're gonna keep on building this to where we're gonna get better at being able to get people land, get paperwork done, and things like that. But it's it's a process that put my heart and soul into, being a person that's transitioning into another world of just beyond this regular Africa tours and investment to this real estate development, management, land acquisition, and also looking to just do it in other countries as we work to add some additional energy in another country, Liberia in July of next year. Is it the same thing that we're looking to do? We don't know, but just trying to keep an open mind and energy of trying to just keep it to where we can build more communities, and we can find new locations for people who want to leave leave the African diaspora or want to expand their operation and do business in additional country. But it's hard for our people to do business in more and more of these countries if we don't have people that we can trust and things that are organized from the government level. So that's where we come in place. This community that's being developed will solve all these problems and things like that. So it's a whole lot of land, and we have a whole lot of work to do. So I'm going to switch to the next one or two web links I have. This is our Black Star Pan-African Community page on Facebook, and it's just basically details that I post over the period of time. And the link is right up there, simple. It's also on the newsletter that I'm going to be showing everyone. But it's just details posting on updated and things that we do in conference calls. And when we do tours and we come back, that's all I want to show everyone. You go to media, and then you go to albums. And then these are some of the last photo galleries that were put together. And it shows you just an incredible flow of just when we first started going on the land, where there's just nothing on there, to where when we started clearing the land and to building public toilets and things like that. So, it's momentum, and for those who want to say, well, you guys should have done a lot more. Well, let me know what you and other groups are doing, because it's easy to say what we should have done and what we should be doing and how we should be going to get money from banks and things like that. But it's like, you tell people, if you believe in all these things, do it and teach me. Let me follow what you're doing. But no, we're trendsetters. We've been trendsetting this modern day 21st century repatriation movement, and things like that. 18 years strong, and we're only getting better. So that's the main thing I tell everyone is this family is follow the documentation and follow what's going on, and give the benefit of the doubt to the people who are doing the work and things like that. But at this moment, I'm one of them people, like at any moment, anybody could just get on YouTube and run their mouth and say a bunch of things. And, the reality of it is, it's funny because I enjoy it. I enjoy people who just feel like they have the balls and things, because none of them have been able to outdo anything that we've been able to do. From this little small office here in Georgia, been able to have a world impact, and an incredible name across the world, to where you're on YouTube and people know some of the things that you're doing. You see a whole bunch of people have copied it, and it's, for me, it's a beautiful thing, because when we came out here in the early 2000s, the goal was, when I was in my early 20s, the goal was to inspire the world and to say, you know what, we're going to just do it a different way. We're going to take it to another level. And I appreciate everything our ancestors did for us. We're going to build on their foundation, especially when we talk about Marcus Garvey and Kwame Nkrumah, two of the greatest Pan-Africanists that ever lived, and set the tone for what people like ourselves in the 21st century is doing and learning, and we have somewhere to grow from. So this is what what I've learned from our great ancestors, that we need to just build these communities and build different ways that we can connect and do business. The next thing I have is the Facebook page. So these are just on the video page itself. Right. And this is the homepage itself. So once you scroll down past a few of the tour pages, you're going to see Black Star Pan-African Community. And as I upload some new videos, I'll post some more presentation and things like that. But these are the last set of videos with us. There's 127 videos, but it goes all the way back to approximately 3 years. And you'll see this, an energy that, we have not seen before. This was an area where no one from the African diaspora ever went to where they started building anything. And we just literally have opened it up to where more and more people are going to start coming there once they see us building and building and building. Because the beautiful thing about it is just a nice, peaceful town. We just have to just get some more things in place to secure our community and secure certain things. But as I scroll down, I can just keep going down this interviews and the sharing updates. So it's like other people want to sell you a dream about being a part of what they're doing, but they won't show you no documentation, won't show you what they're working with. And then everything that we're showing you, it's a whole lot of us. It's not like 1 or 2 people, it's builders. Sometimes, in the past, we've had our attorney on the conference call, and he's just going through educating us about how things work in Ghana as far as from a legal standpoint. So most of what we also sharing is on an educational perspective, because whatever we learn or whatever faults, fails, or mistakes we made, we want other people to learn from it as we look into to get more of us on the African continent. Because I'm telling you, family, if we don't consolidate our energy and our resource and build what we need to build, what we're going to end up finding is we're going to find, from Black neighborhoods to Black countries, to Black continents, to Black places of the world where Asian, Arab nations, they build everything there, the factories, the corporate building, the enterprises, and the only thing that you and your children and your people and your family are going to be able to do is say, hey, yes, a boss, master, can I get a job? That's all you're going to be able to do. So we're in a situation where either, we figure this out or we just get dominated by other people. And no one is going to feel sorry for us. They're going to say, well, you guys had a chance. What did y'all do with it? I spend most of the time sabotaging each other. They're going to say it's not us, the white people, us, the Asians, or the Arabs doing it. We did do bad things to you at one point, and we still probably systematically doing bad things to you, but you guys are living shooting each other in the foot and sabotaging each other. So other people see it and things like that, but I'm a strong person, and all the wicked energy that have come across us, this all fall and collapse and things like that. And, you had fools that say that, what we're doing is fraudulent land. I'm going to get arrested in Ghana. And I'm telling people, think, family, we're there in the Lands Commission. All the folks in the Lands Commission, they know us, they know what we're doing. None of this stuff is secret. We can't go around and do secret paperwork and everything. That's why there's a lot of curiosity about what you guys are doing, because people see a lot of movements. They're saying, why are you guys getting all this land? Why are you guys doing all this thing? But it's like when other people decide to do these things, no one questions them. We're doing this to build a community for our people to repatriate and build a community so we can work better with our people on the African continent. That's simple. And things like that. Let me see. And this is the famous newsletter. And this was when I met Nana Haiti, the surveyor that's right there by tall guy Kwabena. We've had a newer survey since then. And this attorney wants to be out of the situation for now, as until some of the heat dies down. Some people can't handle pressure, but if you're trying to do something with a whole group of Black folks, do calculate a certain percentage of it to be, have its drama issue. You're talking about Black people from so many different places and different cultures, East Coast, West Coast, Caribbean, Europe, different parts of Africa, different parts of Ghana. And we're supposed to all just be perfect at doing business with each other, and so it's supposed to be all great because we're all Black people. No, it's not going to happen. You're going to have your problems and your disagreements and your differences and your misunderstanding and things like that. And but what perfect other situation than someone like myself who have this incredible international background of just traveling all throughout the world and being a part of so many different Black organizations in America and learning from so much of my elders that have paved the way to do these kind of different business, and the people who have failed before us and learning from their mistake. So that's what this is, family. This is a combination of what we have learned and figured out in Africa. And I'm just throwing into this conference called email us to let everyone know. Once you get it, it gives you all the details as far as the links, when it is going to happen, time frame, things like that. You get to see some more of our documentation, a wonderful group photo of just us there the last time, on tour in May. The beautiful site map that I designed, these are things that, someone like myself go from not knowing anything about this whole business and learning. But I'm always telling people that we should never limit ourselves. Like I have people consistently insulting me, calling me tour guide and all kind of stuff. And I tell people, call me what you want to call me. I'm a very talented person in the world of technology and business administration. And I've only just begun to do what I'm doing, because it takes a while to figure this out. And when you figure it out and you get a little momentum, you're going to do well. But I designed this as an operation to where we have an incredible community center. And now I got to figure out how to get the funding for the community center. And that's also a community center that's welcome to our brothers and sisters in Ghana, there in the community, especially the children, because there's a lot of things there for the children to be able to do, especially with, and I'm a person that, it's always a high education. So, when I was a teenager, I was able to learn electrical and electronic system in high school in Brooklyn. It changed my life and got me that great opportunity in the Navy because I was able to get get a high percentage on just the technical part of the the military exam, which entitles you to a whole bunch of different technical positions. So a lot of things I've learned, people like myself, and I got people retiring, they say, yo, we love what you're doing, man, and appreciate you, just being out there trying to do something positive. So when we get out the military, when we retire from the airlines, we want to come work with you in Africa and, share some of our knowledge. So so most of the people that I personally know in my lifetime is people with technical backgrounds and business background. And they've been watching what we've been doing, and the more that we're doing and more we're progressing, we have more people that are open. When I'm out in Atlanta, we sit down, we have these incredible meetings, and it takes a little finessing, because now you have to just explain what's the difference between what you're doing versus all of the failures who came before you. We talk about Black power and Pan-Africanism, a building communities, a nation building in Africa. They put you in the spotlight, and this is a part of what I'm explaining to people: building the documentation, building the office, building the connection, the networking, recruiting builders, building a relationship with them. Like, Welbeck is an incredible builder. I've been knowing the brother for coming up on 3 years, and he's just been sticking with us through thick and thin, and just showing that that hey, I live in a country, and in most countries we have a high percentage of Black corrupt people. Where I'm from in Jamaica, where I grew up in New York City, and the countries I'm doing business in Africa, but it's always good people there that you can do things with. So that's what we're doing. We're building a relationship with the good folks, and these are some of our paperwork. And I'm not going to scroll through all the way. We did have a bunch of conference call topics over the period of time where I've gone through so many of these things. So a lot of times I tell people, when you get the newsletter, and if you haven't read it, you need to know more information about what we're doing, read the newsletter, read the email. And then when we open things on conference calls or live streams, just ask certain questions, as dialogue. Yeah. So family, let me stop here on the screen sharing, and appreciate everyone listening. And any question that anyone have, or anything that wasn't clear, if anyone needs direct updates, just please ask the question. We're all adults here, and I'll give updates. And I'm always looking to be as honest as possible and clear as possible with all of us, to let everyone know that let's be honest and clear with each other. So one of the things I'm always going to be honest with is dealing with the survey and the registration is a nightmare. And and it's the same thing I was saying about the business incorporation, and having to use my business partners there in Ghana to put their name on it, which people came back and used it against me. But we're figuring it out, and more people who want to join and provide support and and help and actually do the legwork. Like, if people want to know, hey, why don't we have roads developer, this and that done, help us do some of the scientific research and things like that. If you want to know why we don't have enough money to do all the things that we need to do, well, we all agreed to purchase land. And once you purchase a big plot of land, or big 15 acres of land, then the people who invested in it, they get their portion. But now we still have to build a community, and things like that. Nevertheless, family, let me open things up for our Pan-African office there in Jahadzi, Dr. Cassandra and our brother Azibo, the secretary and the manager of the community. So both of you, if you just unmute yourself and just say hello to everyone and introduce yourself and tell everyone what's going on in the community. We can just do some back and forth on some updates and things like that. Talk louder so we can hear you good. All right, I hear you moving, but I'm not hearing anything.
Testing. Can you hear me, Bomani?
Yes, I can hear you. And you guys are recording from 2 different accounts. Perfect, we can hear you. So if you want to kill one of the feed, that's literally fine, because both of you can be on one feed and talk.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that way you don't have feedback.
Oh, if you have audio here, I don't know, that might be, you might have to.
You know what, I can hear y'all clear, so go ahead and how both of you doing, and how are things there in that beautiful jihadi state?
It is wonderful. The struggle is real. I want you to understand that. But we are up for the challenge. And I mean, it's so peaceful here. I just love it. The beautiful sunrises, the beautiful sunsets, the landscape is just amazing. So I'm really enjoying myself talking and teaching the children and the adults as well. So it's a lot we've got to do, a lot we need to know that we don't know, and a lot that we're learning. So I'm well.
And so am I. I've been working on.
Make sure you get closer to the microphone.
Like I said, since I've been here, and I've seen this office go from 0 to 100
For no
in less.
office.
Yes, that's right. From 0 to 100 in less than a year. And we started around Christmas, and here it is just about Christmas again. Jahazi is a beautiful place. It's a fiery city, and it's got a lot of beautiful people here. One thing about this place is we need to deal with communicating with the community a lot more than we have been. We have to get involved with the community. Most of the people here, they really don't know why we're here. They don't know the meaning of Pan-Africanism, and they rarely know the meaning of their own history. I talked to one guy, and I was trying to explain to him that Africa is the richest continent on the planet. And he didn't know that. You know, it doesn't make any sense to be on the richest continent in the world. In Uganda, the people found about 13 trillion USD dollars worth of gold, a gold vein worth $13 trillion. Now, I couldn't even spend $1 trillion in a lifetime. And I would probably end up buying Cadillacs and you know, every year. But I said, this is a damn shame to be in the richest continent on earth and walking around broke and trying to feed yourself from one day to the next. That doesn't make any sense, you know. I asked him, I say, hey, brother, do you know where the Congo is? He did not know that the Congo was in the motherland, Africa. He didn't even know where the Congo was at, you know. So it's almost like the brothers and sisters here are in a mental cocoon. They don't know anything about, they don't have time to figure out, to know that we are wrapped in a global genocide concerning the rest of the world. We are truly blessed, but we are not aware of the blessings that we have. Black people, Africa has enough wealth to make every Black person on the planet wealthy, rich. But you know, it's the corruption, you know, and it's the outside world is keeping us discombobulated. Is that the correct word? The outside world is keeping us, distracting us, and I would say religion also, you know. It's keeping our minds dead, almost like we're in a zombie like trance or something, you know. Myself and Dr. Cassandra are organizing, and we're putting together PowerPoints to at least strike a spark in these dark minds, because these people are walking around in the dark. They don't know exactly, and basically they don't really give a damn. They really don't care, because they're too busy trying to eat, trying to feed themselves on the richest continent on earth. You know, everybody's controlling African wealth, but the people that that was born with this wealth. You know. Back to the Black Star Pan-African community. We're building a life for ourselves, basically for ourselves and the future generations. And when you join this organization, you join it with not with the notion of trying to criticize or trying to find some kind of fault, but you join it with a state of consciousness, a group consciousness of knowing that you're building a life for future generations and for yourselves, and we're trying to build a place in the sun. We are the empire builders. We are the Pan-Africanists of the 21st century, and you have to start somewhere. We're not just behind a computer. We're not just typing on writing on paper and running our mouths. We're out here with boots on the ground, doing what's literally necessary for us to do in order to build an empire, nation building. You know, I mean, if the Arabs can come in here and do their thing and take care of their people, the Chinese can come in here and take care of their people and build cities. And if you know, Lebanese can come in here and build communities, why can't we come in here? And this is where we're from. This is our native land. This is our motherland. You know, they come in here and take the natural resources and take it back to their country and become millionaires. And the creator blessed us with this, but we don't have the consciousness to even realize what this is all about, or what we're doing, what we're trying to do with this. You know, we got untold wealth that we need to benefit from, and we really need to get busy. My secretary, Dr. Sandra Mabatho Hawkins, has a report, a progress report on what we've been doing here. I know it doesn't seem like we're doing anything, but
No, Steve, no, don't put that bad energy out there. You guys are holding the fort down. Let me get myself back on camera real quick, and then we can get that progress report.
Yeah.
I'm trying to switch this thing off.
Yeah.
There you go. You know, appreciate your sacrifices. It's not like everyone will be open to doing this, you know, because most people are going back and forth. They're building their business, they're making moves, and they're not in a permanent situation to do that. So I just want to let you know that we appreciate it. You know, there's people that's not on the call now, but they know when they get there. Example for Ed, you was able to get Ed an apartment there in the community.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying to people, that you're there. So if anything needs to get done, you know, only thing I ask is that, you know, we just send a little extra to, you know, that we talk about before.
That's right.
And then you do the work,
right.
and you get it done. And then Ed came and he got his apartment and things
Right.
like that. So that energy, it's like a whole office energy is very important. Like I tell people, the ridiculous amount of things I've been able to do from this, building it from the ground up back in 2004. And,
Right.
and to where you can be here, you can get a lot of work done. Eventually, we're going to have more things there where you guys can get a whole lot done, more administrative stuff while we have more people out in the field and things like that. But I just always want everyone to understand that we got to start from the grassroots and build organically. And, what we're building organically is going to stand the test of time because we didn't take any shortcuts and we put the work in. But Dr. Cassandra, go ahead and do your progress report. The floor is yours, and then we'll get some other people to this, basically this
Okay.
ask you guys questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is raining now. Might go a little quickly because I don't want any electricity to go out, but hello everyone from Jihadzi, Ghana, Baba Azibo, and I, Dr. Cassandra Mabatho Hawkins. We're sharing that we are moving forward as we provide support to keep Black Star Pan-African community growing and progressing with strength. It is important that you are aware that we are seen here as foreigners. Therefore, it has been necessary to get to know the people in the community and the surrounding areas. It has been necessary to visit libraries, schools, community areas to speak with residents. And many had serious questions about who we are and why we are here. Many of them having been given the idea that Black Americans are troublemakers. We have had to work through many of the children and young adults to share who we are and who they are. We find the residents have very little concept of our history or Pan-African history. So far, this approach has worked well. We will present more specifically as we close or if there are questions. So phase 1 plots have had to be weeded and bush overgrowth chopped down. There is a need to encourage the youth to do this because the youth are ready, willing, and able to do the work as this creates a relationship with the diaspora. It provides jobs for them to 35 years old, believe it or not, and jobs are very few here for young adults. When we provide jobs for them, they see the legitimacy of what we are trying to do. They see a better future for themselves in a larger community. We were able to recruit 15 youth and a 22-year-old supervisor who has become a member of our youth movement. And we've learned that many building projects in the area have regular security. And as we build a Black Star Pan-African community, as the houses and businesses are completed, it has come to our attention there is a serious need to have security on the property right now. In addition, plot markers must be addressed. Many are broken and unidentifiable, and if there is at all a possibility, this should be rectified and eventually and possibly develop a registered Pan-African security force if we can do this. Baba Azibo believes using the concrete blocks for plot markers will be more effective because the plot markers used now are more fragile. So blocks don't break as easily and we can work on them ourselves instead of having to purchase more plot markers. If we have security, the men or whoever is security may maintain the grounds of Black Star and keep the overgrowth under control. Having sold nearly all 15 plots at phase 1 location is extremely exciting. And there are 3 ways to enter this community. We're working at this time to raise funds to have a road built that will connect both phase 1 and 2 with a special road. The name of the road would be Garvey Way Road, constructed as mechanical concrete technology. When this is finished successfully, we look forward to using this technology for the roads within the communities. This will further provide jobs in the community for the youth. Solar lighting is an interest here and is being installed by the government on the main thoroughfares outside of Jahasi. Baba Azibo is researching how to get this lighting into the Black Star communities. In addition, Baba Azibo is researching the drainage system as an improvement to the overall infrastructure for our homes as well as the community. We have taken a walkthrough at the phase 2 location, and the area of land is simply breathtaking. It is easy to envision a medical center, markets, and other businesses. There are 2 ways into this location, and we have received a request for a proposal to build a medical center and a transportation hub. We can use phase 1 as a prototype to develop phase 2 that would include roads using mechanical concrete technology, drainage system, as well as solar street lights. Lastly, a completed architectural model located in the office here in Jahasi of how the communities will look after completion may help encourage client purchases. So this is respectfully submitted by Dr. Cassandra Hawkins. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Yes, sister, appreciate the presentation and appreciate the updates. And so family, you know, as you can see, that's why we have an office, and that's why we need to have a presence there, because we need people to be working on things that that none of us can work on, you know, because we're here in America finishing up our careers, and then when some of us are there, you know, we're limited on moving around. So appreciate both of you this building those public relations and things like that. The one thing that we have to look at is, yeah, it's thanks for also clearing up the fact that that we're looked at a certain way, because I don't want people to romanticize or fantasize like you're, you know, and that's why most of the situation that goes on goes wrong, because, you know, we don't have our eyes open, and it's easy to take advantage of us. So the solution to that is we've been building public relations from the beginning since we've been moving there. We've been working with the orphanage, and we're working with building the, you know, public infrastructure, and also building better relationships with the chief. Both of you just being in the school system and being out there talking to some of the parents, incredible work. That's field research and work. So, you know, I've always said that the office that we have there, we're gonna figure a lot of things out, but you know, but a lot of things you have taken up, both of you have taken up on your own, and just work things out. You know, that's what I wanted to address. Working on literally just trying to get more of the land clear, but the biggest solution to what we need is we had a surveyor, and that was the, you know, that's worked on this project. So I've been fighting to get him to come back, and been working with our new consultant that's getting the land registered to talk with him and get him to just complete things and get things done. So one of the things that he has to also do is, since he has all the original paperwork for how, you know, the markers go and everything, I wanted to get him some money to where he can put brand new markers there. So by you guys cutting down, you know, cutting around the property right now with the best we can do with machetes, that's a good start. And I'm trying to work it out with him. It's one of the things where one person that disappeared from a project can hold your project up. And it's kind of like having a chief architect on your project, and, you know, you can't do much of anything else. So it's been, I'm just being honest with people, it's been many months. You know, has he gotten paid? Absolutely. You know, we have to hold a portion of the money, because, you know, what we even trying to do more where we don't pay everyone up front with too much of anything anymore. I did make that mistake in the beginning with a lot of people, because I was trying to encourage them to get the work done. But we're gonna start being a little more stingy now, and things like that, and drag it along and things like that. So I escalated the situation of, because, you know, you know, Azibo, when did we pay for your survey? You know, the survey, you know, as far October last year, brother, it's September.
Yeah.
Do you have it? You don't have it.
No, I do not.
So it's in the lands commission. So right now, trying to get the surveyor to work with our consultant. The consultant is always in the lands commission, because he has to work the things out with completing the situation where, you know, we're registering the land. So he's been doing, you know, so we have someone that's designated that lives in that area. So that's a good thing about it.
Is Evans on that already? Or
No, he
is
has
he
to,
still on?
he has to, all of the applications that he did for the surveys, he just, it's like when someone else pays people money, they decide to do the other person's job, which I'm not gonna laugh about it because it's not funny, but these are the situations that you honestly deal with, and it's like we can't really fight with them because we're at his mercy, unfortunately. So I've talked with the chief, and they've worked it out, and I've told him that brother, we're not upset with you, whatever struggles you have gone through, just work this out, because then if we hire someone else, then we have to spend more money and pay someone else, and then they have to redo all of this stuff. At least just finish the 15 acres, and then we'll just get multiple people to work with us on the next set of phases, and we'll make sure that we just recruit our own surveyors. So these are also things that I'm also just honestly sharing with people that are just watching and things like that. The more people that you can have as a part of your group to do these things, the better things get done. And Azebo knows this stuff. But I want to open things up for other people who want to talk about, want to have questions for both of you. So Prince, Steve, Kamal, Dr. Austin, Kofi, Philson, Yolanda. And if you have any questions, just unmute yourself and ask any questions to myself or our office there in Jahadzi.
Okay, one of the things that you mentioned, hi, this is Leonora, I'm sorry. One of the things that you mentioned was that the need for security.
Right.
Has it gotten critical or?
Well, we do have security. Azeba, the guys that was hired last month, are they showing up? Because that's the issue that we'll always have. People get paid.
I had to fire those. I had to fire those guys. I had to fire those guys, and we got a security person that's over there now. Like cats and dogs right now. But he's over there, and he has a camp over there. So he's over there every night. He's been over there every night ever since I hired him. So he's been working long enough to receive a one pay allegation, and he's working on the next allegation. We have a candidate at Cape Coast, but he won't be on site for 2 weeks. He's doing a project at Cape Coast. So I told Leonard that we need somebody now. We need 2 people at night.
Yeah, brother, it's not like we've been dealing with this for a long time. Appreciate and thank you for this, doing your best. Right. What's going on is you're an example of the situation. I'm telling people that it's difficult even when you're physically there. And that's why I appreciate you just being there, brother, because and I'm telling people that we want to have more progress. And you and I talk on a regular basis, just like
that's right.
Just like several other people that we're always working on the project together, regardless of what other people are doing. And we're telling people like family, we're trying our best to do this, and we're gonna keep on trying to exercise more patience and more patience. So just keep on trying to recruit people and just keep trying your best.
Yeah, we got another guy, Calvin.
It's gonna stick after a while. Just like I mentioned to you, do you know how much crews of people are fired in tourism from Brazil to different countries? It's our people around the world that have bad work ethics, and we have to beat work ethics into them and understand like, yo, all we got is us. We can't be playing around. Everywhere else in the world is developing, and everywhere else in the world is advancing. People are consolidating resources and things. Let's be a little more serious. And I know it's hard to explain that to someone when when you're talking to them, the only thing they're thinking about is how much money they're gonna get from me so they can buy some food. I know that's rough. And I know people tell you all the time.
That's it, brother. That's it. That's what they think about.
They're like,
hand to mouth.
So people tell you all the time, Azebo, like, hey, tell Bomani to send the money, I'm gonna do it, and then something else. And I try to deal with it, but I'm telling people that we're doing our best, flipping the money we have and working it. And we're in too deep, and we're making progress, because I compare what we're doing, brother, to every other, because I keep in touch with all the people that's trying to do these communities in different parts of Africa. And I'm always telling people, people always saying, how do you guys just keep it going? And I tell people, we just do tactical operation. Azebo is there, I'm here. We got other people there on the ground, and we are, we're learning and we're figuring it out. And by the time the beginning of the year comes up, next, we're working more on phase 2. Everybody got all the legal paperwork and we're progressing. So, but anyway, let me mute myself. And if Dr. Austin have another question, she can just ask you guys. And if you got anyone want to share anything about the security or any of these things, it's an open conversation. I just want to hear more people to give feedback, because that's how we build as a community.
And I remember the comment regarding, what the local people think about us. But I think that once we build and they see results, then they may change their mind about us. But unfortunately, a lot of us are not there. But it does take education, the right education, in order to change mindsets. I teach business, international business, entrepreneurship to high school.
That's what we need. We need.
Yeah, and that's what I want to build
need you,
when I get there.
You need
I'm
to come on
coming.
over here.
I'm coming because I want to build the
Yeah.
international business school.
Come on,
Because I think
come on
that's
down.
what we need. I'm coming. I'm coming on down.
Yeah. Hey, sister, our youth movement is called the Economic Youth Movement.
Excellent. But you got to teach it to the older people too, right?
Absolutely. Education services, they've met us, and they've requested that we meet once a week at the junior high school. So we're working, we're doing everything we can think of.
Yes.
That will pull us together and unite us, because many of them have called me white lady so many times. I had to pray to not want to beat somebody up. So finally,
But
they're
you know what?
understanding that they.
This is what I was told. When they call you a white lady, it's sort of like a compliment. I said, well, I don't see that as a compliment. When they say you're a Bomani, it's supposed to be and a compliment, because they think that it was the white people, all the stuff that African Americans have created, like everything, the refrigerations and all that other stuff that people constantly enjoy. They literally think that the white man was the one that created it. And so when they call you, that's supposed to be a compliment, but I don't want them to call me that.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She even suggested that we start a school lunch program.
That's
They
good.
don't even have a school lunch program here.
But they don't have a sufficient school system unless you go to the the international schools.
The international Montessori.
Yeah, but they are mostly in Accra, right? But they don't have a sufficient school system, which is bad. But I think that once we build the educational school system on our property, then I think that's going to be a game changer versus going into their school system, because they still not getting the history, like we would like for them to have it. Because they're just like with my students, a lot of my students was not getting Black history. I just started teaching at KIP. Well, in my class, they're getting it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm creating the curriculum and testing it out on them. And so I generally get at least one new student a week to come in there. And I say, okay, now that's enough. Too many of you, but they need it. They need to know how not just to create a business, but how to keep it running.
Exactly.
And so I'm giving all those skills. Yeah.
Well, maybe you can come on our Zoom once in a while and talk.
Okay. Is it on weekends or?
Well, it's
that's
on.
right. It's a time difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
The children go back and teach their parents.
That's right.
That is true. That's true. Yeah, which is good. Which is good. Yeah. Yeah, some of us gonna have to be retrained too, because we're constantly fighting, we're constantly calling each other names. You don't do stuff like that on public. You know, you do that behind closed doors. Because if they know that we're not together, divide and conquer, that's just the name of the game. And if you are not together as one and you are not respectable,
Mhm.
then there's a problem. There's a problem. And so I think that we're going to have to change the way we do things, and we got to become more professional. You know.
In agreement, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm. But I'm
Oh.
finished. That's it for me. But I'm coming.
Thank you
Okay,
very
now.
much.
Hello,
I'm
I have a
expecting
question.
you.
Okay.
Yes, Yolanda? There she is. Oh, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Yes, meet yourself.
Okay, there you go. How you doing?
Great.
I want to know about the land there as far as farming. Because, you know, that's my biggest thing. I would love to, you know, see about having land there to farm, because people need to grow their food and be able to feed themselves. And
The
if you
ground
find out,
just-
if you
The
find
ground
out what
is
the
so
base,
rich.
I'm
The
sorry.
ground is so rich. You can throw seeds on the ground in
In 3
anything.
days.
Well, that's what I want to do. I want to start a farm, start farming, helping the
Yeah.
people to grow their own food. And
Yeah.
then seeing how we're going to get seeds and things to them and what grows there, what they like to eat. And I know that Funami, it was a type of seeds there, that grain that grows there in Africa. Now, I don't know what grows in that part of the country where you all are, but I think that's
Everything
one
grows.
thing that as a community, when we talk about bringing community together, I see the houses, but I don't see gardens. I don't see sustainable living. You know,
They don't
that's
know
what
about sustainable living.
Yeah.
well, that's what I love talking about, sustainable living. How are you going to sustain yourself in a community if you have
They don't know about it.
Well,
They don't know about it.
we have to teach them. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm saying. We have to bring that concept,
Right.
and we have to start farming, having sheep, goats, whatever, chickens, whatever we need there to sustain ourselves there.
I
So
totally
I'd
agree with
like
you.
to, I'd like to address that. Now, the goats, you will see them walking on the freeways in Accra.
Right.
You will see them walking the street and running and trying to get away from cars. There are no standards, no rules, so you may see dead goats on the street,
chickens.
dead chickens,
Chickens eat out of the gutter.
and
Well, you know, of course. Well, they haven't had any standards, but that's what we would
Right.
have to bring. We would have to bring people with that knowledge and understanding how to farm chickens, and they're doing that in Africa. People have gone there and started these farms. They're farming chickens, they're doing goats, they're doing, you know, and all of this is organic. They're raising vegetables and fruits. And then the people, you know, they will be excited to learn that and to be able to maintain that if they have some kind of structure, you know. That's my heart. That's in my heart. So that's all I have to say.
Well,
I've
come on
enjoyed-
down.
You know, I'm
Yes,
on my way.
yes. You got
I'll
to
be
sign
there.
up.
My first trip is December. I'm coming in December, and my daughter and and we're excited about it. I have been studying about this for years. It's been in my heart to come. I know the Lord has just put this in my heart in such a mighty way, and I'm excited about coming. I'm excited. You know, I don't have any
Well, you should be.
preconceived ideas or you know, I know a lot of people go with all of this stuff about that high-minded and what they're going to do. And no, we got to go humbly and love on the people and try
That's
to
right.
help embrace
That's
the
right.
people where they're at. Because
That's right.
I don't have, you know, what I have is not much, but like the Lord says, such as I have, you know, I give, you know, and not expecting anything back, but just give it from your heart. And let's love on God's people, love on each other. That's all I got to say. But
Yeah.
I've enjoyed
Thank
this meeting today.
Yes.
And thank you
Thank
all
you
for
so
all that
much.
you do. All that you do. Thank
Yes.
you. Because God has a purpose and a plan.
Keep us
He
in your
has.
prayers.
I will do that. And you keep me in your prayers too. And I see you all in December.
We're glad to have you to add to our new paradigm.
Ah, hallelujah. And you know, I know, and I'm not I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person. But I know hallelujah is said to give him praise. I want to end on that note, okay?
I say that all the time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well, bless you all. Bye.
Bye-bye. Someone else? We're open.
Yes, someone else, family. Brother Prince, are you able to unmute yourself? And Philson Doris, my brother, trying to get you to unmute yourself when you get a minute or a moment so you can share your experience in Ghana and things like that. Excellent.
This is Philson. I'm not too sure if you're hearing me.
Oh, we can hear you loud and
Oh,
clear.
you hear me? Good. Okay, good. That's good.
And then once you also talk, then let Azibo and Dr. Cassandra know if you have any questions for them.
Okay, good. Now, I'm presently at work, and you will hear some noise in the background, so I won't want to stay long to mess up your recording.
No, you're good. We can hear you clear. Let's do your best. You're good.
Right. I want to say, I want to express my thanks to the two senior people there, Baba and the Cassandra, I think her name is, right, for the report that being brought in. It's a very beautiful report. I was dying to hear of things going on down there, and I think that I'm pretty much clear as to where we are. I am looking forward. I would like to encourage those who are listening that we have to put up the buildings, as somebody else mentioned. Once the buildings go up, there will be a different attitude. It's clear. They want to see us. I mean, they may have hesitation and this and that, but they will soon know that we come to help. And helping ourselves means helping them. We're not just going there and we will to have a good time or anything. We want to see them grow as well, you know, and thing. Anyway, I was concerned about the water, the flooding. When I went there, I could not have gone on the land because the flooding that was there. So I don't know, and I'm glad to hear when you talk about looking at the drainage system. It seems to me as though it's going to be big project, and after all, it is new land, what they call it, virgin land. So there's a lot of stuff that we have to do, and the air, we have to do it. There's no doubt about it. We have to do it, and we have to be prepared. Once you're motivated, you'll go that way. And I am looking forward to be. I was there. I'm looking forward to be maybe mid next year. And so yeah, I'm very happy that at least the offices down there, I think they're doing great work. At least you have somebody that you can call, find out, and look, God bless them. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, brother, appreciate you. Let me see. I'm just trying to get as many people feedback before it gets too late over there and you guys are looking to close down. All right, Steve, because I do need to hear from different people, especially different people or members. Greetings, Steve. You're one of the recent members. Let me know if you want to unmute yourself and say anything, or let us know if you like our updates, because that's what we try to do. Try to give updates over the last 3 years. And then Marla, I did see you unmute yourself. Oh, that's Steve. Go ahead, Steve.
Yes. Greetings, everybody. Greetings to the panel. Greetings to Baba, Cassandra. I don't have too much to say. I just I think that by following out with the updates that I've been seeing out there, there's progression going on, and I just like to say, with any grassroots project, and when everything starts out, you know, you gotta go through your falls and your trials and tribulations before, you know, the thing gets set and finally move forward and starts taking care of itself. So, I mean, this is what it is right now, and I think the people there, they're doing a great job and discovering the things of what's going to work. And as time goes on, this the true pioneers are the ones that are going to make this thing work, and that's kind of all I have to say right now.
Great, thank you.
I appreciate the energy, brother. All right, so Marla, you are unmuted. All right. All right, the person I'm waiting for is Prince. Prince, tell us something good. Give us some updates from where you are in a different part of Ghana. All right, so no one else want to say anything. And as we, so I'm gonna do a quick screen sharing until we get Prince to unmute himself. All right, so I always want to make sure I show everyone where I have all of the links in general that's on the, that's online itself. And this is where it's at africafortheafricans.org. The first link you'll see on the main menu or the home menu is Black Star Repatriation and Pan-African Community. So these are the general files that I have here, and including all the links to pictures and videos. And as you can see, it's lots of views, because it's something that's revolutionary to where, people check it out and they're processing it. So it's something that I tell everyone, we gotta honestly just hang in there. More people are coming, more people are, and it's a project that was based on strength in numbers. The more people we have, the more people we can put our resources together and build a community and make it work. More minds, brains, strategy, tactics that we can do. So these are my famous website files. There, just like other things I have on the website. My own, private operation to where it gets out in a search engine, and articles, presentations are consistently being created. And then, we just keep on doing more videos, and more people will join what we're doing, because it's not like it's a bunch of options. They do have that one project that's talked about. They have 5,000 acres of free land, but it's not really a community organized operation like what we have. But let me also stop this and see anyone else who wants to chime in or add anything. Aziba and Dr. Cassandra, do you want to add anything else or share anything else as far as just anything going on in the place? I know you've been walking around the town, and I'm not sure if y'all walked all the way to the beach, but if you want to share anything about your exploring. And as a matter of fact, hold, Prince, are you unmuted?
Yeah, just give me 5 minutes, okay?
All right, cool. So go ahead, Aziba and Dr. Cassandra, talk with us about your daily life of moving around in the area and everything. And ultimately, because when I first went there, was nothing out there. So you guys are living luxury, because it was that whole the whole complex wasn't even there. I didn't know where would somebody even live if they wanted to stay there, other than the house that people stayed in Winneba, which you and I talked about, Azibo, that this is a better fit, because we get people where they have their own space. Because and I'm gonna share this with people, because that house, we had a whole bunch of people that was looking to move to Ghana, and they're living in the house together, and these are things I'm not supposed to be sharing, but I'm sharing it. And that's how I realized how crazy and corrupt we are, because it was like 5 different people there with, all part of the community, and they all end up doing 5 different things. Like basically one of them moved, actually built their house, and the other four did something else and things like that. And I always told you as Zebo that we got to get you out of the house. That's a haunted house. It's a house that are
Yeah,
people that
buddy.
they were all together. We all agreed on all kind of stuff. Next thing you know, this person calling me saying, hey, they're devils and I don't want to live in nowhere where they want to live at. And then next thing you know, this other person call you. And I'm like, I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm trying to build a Black organization. You guys got to work out your own issues. We know we're not going to all just get along together, but that's when we decided, like, what, let's just encourage people just to get their own apartment or own house in a Jihadzi estate. That way they can live like how they're gonna live, because they're gonna have their own house. But you're telling people that, so people asking me where other people are. I was like, people that have issues with people, whether it's me or someone else, and they're gone. I'm like, are we supposed to all just agree on everything? But I'm telling people, this is a serious challenge. And I tell people, this is why you see little to nothing done with us on a Pan-African level across the world.
Right.
Because in the simplest little thing, I was even on
the group is more powerful than the individual.
Go ahead.
You come into
talk closer to the mic.
You come into this group, and you don't come into this group as an individual. But people come into this group, some are Hebrew Israelites, some are a part of this group, and they just want to get to Africa, and they pretend like they're Pan-African, but then they change into something else when they get to Africa, and we have to remain a group. That's the only way we're going to win, if we win as a group, not as individuals. We dedicate our lives to this organization. This is a way of life. You understand?
I am Black Star Pan-African. Right. I am, not that I am a part of, I am it.
Right. There's no part. You don't look at it as you are a group. We have a lifetime.
As you would talk closer to the mic, so we can hear consistency or fade in and out.
It become a part of the Pan-African community, the Black Star Pan-African community. We're building institutions. We're building institutions. Institutions build empires. Empires build power. Power comes from institutions, not money. Power creates money. That's a very, very close together, but you can have power and not have any money. But with power, you can get money. So, I mean, people don't understand and don't have no value in the wealth that Africa holds, except New World Order, the Western world, Chinese. They know how valuable Africa is. But the people in Africa don't know how valuable it is. They leave and go to other places in the world thinking that they for a better life and a better education, instead of staying here and enjoying the wealth that's in the ground and building it and controlling it and selling it to the world. Instead, they let it get between their fingers, leave between their fingers, and other countries take the wealth, manufacture it, and process it, turn it into product, and sell it back to them, triple the price.
I'm pretty much team thinking. I keep asking, how do you allow someone to come into your home, take your belongings, and then maybe redo them in a certain way and then sell them back to you? I don't understand that. However, as we've already suggested, there needs to be quite a bit of education, and we must just look at it that way. Back to you.
Right. And as far as the so-called members of Black Star, they don't have a Pan-African mindset. You know, read Marcus Garvey, read about Kwame Nkrumah, what he tried to do. Read about what is the nature of Pan-Africanism? What is it all about? You know, we do everything except do what we're supposed to do. We think of everything except think of the things we're supposed to think of. How are we going to become leadership in Africa if we don't understand what we're a part of and what we're trying to do as people, as Black people? We are being genocided upon all over the world. Our Black women, they're taking our Black women, kidnapping them and taking their organs. You know, Black women have babies, okay? It's as a form of population control. Agenda 21. They got agendas that define who we are, that's going to define our lives well into the 21st century. How are we going to impact that? How are we going to fight that back? You know, we have to put together institutions to fight back. Our minds are colonized through European or Westernized education. And you know, we should be zombies by now. But if you take enough of them vaccine shots, you probably will be a zombie. We should be stark raving mad by now. Because we're sitting on our asses and not doing anything about being genocided upon. Africa got the youngest working population, the most ingenious minds in the world. What are we doing with them? Nothing. And I can vouch for the youth here. The youth has nothing to do here. They don't know anything. They don't have anything to do. And are told in the Ghanaian school system that they're not allowed to do it. Excuse me. But, thanks to the economic youth movement, we have a transition organization that's willing in a natural integration into the existing community. The Best Pack economic youth movement. Best Pack meaning Black Star Pan-African community. We call it Best Pack economic youth movement. Me and Dr. Cassandra Mabatho Hawkins, the next school year, they start back September 13th. And boy, are we going to go to work in trying to almost single-handedly change the Ghanaian school system because they are still colonized. I'm just telling you the truth. And this is the rugged and very, very evil reality that we're facing. A lot of Black folks don't want to do this because it's too tough. It's too monumental. It's too. It's just you could use your life doing this. You know, a lot of Black folks fear. You know, and Malcolm X said the secret to life is to have no fear. You know, a lot of black folks who say, well, I'm retired now. I just want to kick back and live the rest of my life and then die. Well, if you consider yourself a revolutionary, you'll know that revolutionaries don't die. Revolutionaries don't retire. Dr. Hawkins?
I don't have anything to say.
Okay.
I show what I do.
Yeah, that's right.
We appreciate you, Azebo, putting in that spirit, because we do need to be more revolutionarized in our mindset as far as this, how we see things, which is basically talking about change. And with change, you just have to go against the grain and try some new techniques.
That's right.
So Brother Prince, are you ready for us? Trying to get some updates from you. You've been living in Ghana. This is your second time around. And
Sure.
I'm sure you wish the Black Star Pan-African community was built and established so you can come do your thing.
Sure.
So share with us some of your struggles and share with us why we need to really build this community.
Well, I'll tell you something, right? Coming to Ghana first time like last year, on the 10-day tour, observing country, first time on the continent. And, you pretty much could figure out, what you really want to do or where you want to be with all the confusion going on in the West. At least, landing at the airport, then, at least you were welcome into the country in a nice way. And, you get a sense of, that you're welcome here to a certain degree, but, kind of like after spending around about maybe like 3 months, the honeymoon wears off and reality starts to kick in. And one of the biggest things that you realize is that like accommodation here is not a joke, because I have people asking me about rooms here on a daily basis. Oh, do you know if anybody has a room to rent? If it's affordable, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you something. If a person has somewhere to live, like their own home, 90% of their problems are already over. Seriously. This accommodation is really tricky. And it's tricky due to certain reasons. Number one, when you go to rent somewhere here, you have to come up with either a year or 2 years rent. Most of the landlords, they're not responsible. They don't maintain properties. If anything breaks, they want you to pay for it, all that kind of stuff. Then, unless you're sort of like paying like around about $1,000 a month, you're not really gonna get anything kind of compatible to what you're accustomed to in the West, i.e. like, backup water, a compound that's surfaced, not a dirt compound, and a generator, and at least having, maybe like a security. I'm kind of like, surrounded by people from your kind of like, background type of thing. But, if you're trying to sort of like, rent here on the cheap, you're going to deal with a lot of challenges here. So building a community down in Jihadzi is needed badly, because we even have people coming out here and, not really planning things properly and getting stuck. They're not just here in Ghana only, they are all over the continent. Even I've seen some videos coming out of Tanzania where people are running out of money and, trying to get their documents, be renewed, and they end up being arrested because, that they were not, legally in the country anymore. So it's serious here. You really, really, if you're gonna come out here, you have to really kind of like at least try to plan something and make sure you have money to sustain yourself. If not, you'll get into trouble and you'll have to end up coming home. So, at least if we are building a community, each one could teach one and each one can help each other out. But here, if you're down on your luck, Ghanaians are not in a position to help you like that, because they're actually looking for us to help them, much less for us to be looking to get help from them on a financial basis. If you come out here and you run out of money, you're really, really in trouble. So if we get the community built, we will be able to, sustain ourselves, because we'll be able to, have a community out there, have food, have livestock, have everything going. We just have to do everything on our own, though. No one's going to come and help us. And that's pretty much how all the other ethnicities, when they immigrate to Ghana, that's how they do it too. They build their little enclaves, the Asians, the Arabs, it's what they do. They build their own enclaves and band together, stick together, and they do everything on their own. You kind of tend to find that it's just kind of like mainly their people that are there. So we pretty much have to do the same thing. So I really appreciate what Bomani is doing, and I support his vision 100%.
Well, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you this hanging in there and realizing your experience there in the country is one of the best experience to see why we're doing this community. So people always ask me why you don't live in Africa, and I always go into many details. And I was telling them the Africa that I want to live in, I had to build it, because how things are currently constructed, I can't just move my family and give up everything that we have and just live in chaos that's unorganized. So by that community, it makes living in Africa like the most incredible opportunity and way of life, because you'll be able to be in, you'll be able to, you're right there by the beach, you're right there in a beautiful town, and you can just build a fresh new world and a fresh new life. And live in, and it's tropical all year round.
If you want to live here in Ghana comfortably, you have to build out systems on your own here, because you can't really depend on the government for anything. You have to build your own roads. You have to build your own water supply, because I'm telling you, man, here people don't really understand that, all the rain that falls, you can harvest that water. They just don't get it. They just don't understand. We did these things even in the Caribbean going back 30 years ago. When I was living in Jamaica, my grandfather harvested rainwater. But here, I don't know, they just don't understand. Like, look, they get more rain here in Ghana than we get in Jamaica. And it's not a lack of water, it's a lack of storage of the water. That's what's the issue. There's just no proper planning here. There's no proper planning. Like, for instance, you got all these people coming into Ghana now, and the electrical grid is at breaking point. Like, for instance, right now, my water supply is really, really, like, the pressure is low. And the reason the pressure is low, the pressure is either reduced on a Saturday or a Sunday, or on a Wednesday and a Thursday. And the reason why they reduce the water pressure is so other neighborhoods can have water. There's some neighborhood close by here that only gets water twice a week. So they either reduce our pressure or they turn us off completely. So then you have to actually store water, because sometimes the water can even go out for even a day and a half. And if you don't have water and you're using the toilet, that is the first thing that you're gonna notice, that you can't flush your toilet, you can't wash your hands. So if you're living here and you're renting from a landlord that's irresponsible, he doesn't have a borehole and he doesn't have a rainwater harvest system, then you're screwed. You're gonna have to buy your own water. Then if you have you're living on a compound that they don't have a generator, how are you gonna survive? At night, what are you gonna do? You're gonna burn candles? You're not used to burning candles where you're coming from, so you can't do that. And it's not even safe either. Your house catches a fire, you call fire brigade, they may not come out. They may tell you, look, we don't have any water to come put out your fire, or we ain't got no fuel in the truck. They'll tell you that. For real. They'll tell it to you. And then they'll show up when the house is already burnt down. So it's real talk. So if you're coming to Ghana, you literally have to build everything. So it takes time. It's time and money. If you have those two things, you got the right combination. But if you haven't got those two things, you're not gonna get nothing done. When these Arabs and these Asians come out here, they come in with lines of credit from the government or lines of credit from a bank. we're not coming from America with no line of credit from no bank or no government. You know, we're not coming that way here. So they come out here and they'll get some land and do major development. Like most of these gated communities, they're all funded by either these Lebanese or Asians. It's not Ghanaian money doing it. That's a fact. It's just not Ghanaian money. And a lot of the houses that I see they're building here, you know, especially the ones in gated community, it's like they're overpriced. They're not worth that kind of money, because some of the houses here, they're selling for 250,000, 300,000, 400,000. And the house looks okay. It's not nice, you know, facilities inside of the house and stuff. But then as soon as you exit the house, you're on a dirt road. So I mean, I'm a pay like $300,000-400,000 for a house and then drive out of the compound onto a dirt road. Seriously, you know, not even in Jamaica, we don't have dirt roads there. All our roads are surface. They have to be, because tourism is the bread and butter of that island. So, you know, I'll tell you the truth right now, it would be easier for me to move back to Jamaica than for me to continue to stay here in Ghana. And I'm serious. So what I'm trying to say is that nobody can just show up here and just wing it. It's just not going to happen. You have to plan it, or you get hemmed up. You have to plan out what you do properly. You know? And it's expensive to live here too, because you have to build systems that the government should have already built. You know, your water storage, your electricity. You have to do it yourself. And solar panels and inverters and batteries are not cheap. Digging a borehole may set you back 10 to 15,000 CDs. It's not cheap. And then you still need the poly tanks after you've even dug a borehole. And then you're still going to need a pump to pump the water out of the borehole. And if you build a rainwater harvest system, you're still going to need a tank. You're still going to have to dig and build a tank. And you're still going to need filters, water purification systems, and you're still going to need a pump as well. It's all money. We don't have to worry about any of those things in the States. Just don't need to worry about it. It's already there. You know? So people should really kind of see, you know, kind of try to understand what Bomani is dealing with. It's not an easy task. It's difficult. So, you know, it might be better if we work or be more cooperative with him rather than critique him, because a lot of people were not part of the group anymore. They were critiquing, but they were never helping. It's always easy to, you know, say, oh, why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you doing this? But what can you do? You do something. I hate it when people always say, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing it? But what are you doing, though? You can't do everything. You see? So that's just my take. Over to you, my brother.
All right, brother. That was yeah, that was a wonderful presentation. And like I'm always telling people that family, what we're dealing with is always based on one thing, experience, based on what's really going on, not us just making up stories about how things work in Africa. And I'm telling people that we're covering as much base as you can cover. So you know, when we're there, living there, and I've collected a whole lot of data, and I've seen people just go, come back, and it's rough. So We've almost finished completing the difficult part of the situation, which is getting land paperwork and getting the land portion of it down pat. Some people don't get to go this far because they're tied up in the lands commission. So, I always got the best of my people there, the lands commission, scoping things out, talking with the folks, having them come check the land out and things like that. So that is the thing that is that's clear. So now it's time to just get more people to join the party.
Bomani, do you know it's more difficult to buy raw land than to literally buy a property already on the land already? Because if there's already a structure on the property already, there's a good chance that there's no litigation on there. Because if there was, they would have stopped, they would have put a stop works notice, or land guards would have showed up.
Yeah, and that's the
But when it's raw land, it's tricky. Even after you've even gone to the lands commission, sometimes they're not thorough with their investigations. I'm telling you, man, it's not always thorough. Sometimes you have to redo that registration again because it comes back inconclusive. Like, oh, it's not registered to this person, and then you're saying like, but you said it was registered to you. But come to find out, the person who sold it to you, he never ever registered the land. He just bought it from a chief and never ever registered it. So the lands commission doesn't have no info on the land whatsoever. So then you have to sort of like find the chief who sold you the land. And then you need a whole lot of input from him. And oh man, it's not easy, man. It's a nightmare. And even people are still even losing their money buying developments like gated community that are off plan, and they're hasting them to pay up to 80%. And then they've got a move-in date, say Christmas come, look, they barely even dug ground, but they've got 80% of your money. These things happen. It happens all the time. You could come here and say you're buying a brand new luxury 2-bedroom apartment in East Legon Hills. Yeah, and that project may never even break ground, but they've taken all your money, and you just at the mercy of them. It happens. And if you sue them, you're tied up in court. You go to court, the judge never shows up. Every time you show up in court, the judge is on holiday. Judge is sick. It's always an excuse. When is the judge going to be here? Don't know. And then the other party doesn't show up in court. You'd think you'd get an automatic judgment. No. They throw a lifeline to them. That's how it works. So the thing is here, once they got your money, man, it's over. You just have to be really, really careful here. Once they've got your money in this place here, it's over for you. You just can't afford to make that mistake to lose your money. Because once you've lost it, it's over. You're just not gonna get it back.
Yeah, brother, this is not an operation for for amateurs.
No,
and that's why I got and that's why I'm telling people that I got two, we have two projects we're working with. This one, and then our brother Craig Norman is another person in in prom. So I'm telling people that if they want to go somewhere else outside of that, make sure that they cover themselves. Other than that, we're here. It's we're always at the same place, the same location. We go to we're in and out of the country. We're people who who are established, and people who have dedicated themselves to their brothers and sisters in the diaspora, and have made sure that you do the hard lifting to make sure that you get the right people in place and things like that. But the other places, you question. They're talking about 5,000 acres of free land, but it's like, where's the office? Where's the administration? Where's the organization? Where's the group? Where's the where's where's the core energy of the people that are working on the community?
They got some really, really weird laws in this country. Say, for instance, you buy land, and if you don't build on the land within 5 years, whoever you purchase the land from, they could seize the land from you. That's
And
a fact.
absolutely, and again, that's why that's why we had to do the deal that we did. That way, now it's our community. So somebody may say, Bomani, you know what, I no longer want to deal with this, and you know, can you move me here? Can you do this? Now you have that flexibility, and that's and that's why I tell people that the setup that we put together with hiring a lawyer, as much as we pay the attorney, the consultant, you know, sometimes I look back, I was like, yo, that's a lot of money, but you know, it got us far to where, you know, they was able to just be serious about what we're doing. And I had people watching them anyway. But you know, this kind of stuff that you encourage people to do business, but you advising people like, your family, do not proceed with out attorneys and consultants or on your side, because you could be paying consultants and attorneys and other people, and they're working against you. Like you mentioned, the judge is sick. Why is the judge always sick? You know, why is this one person that you need to sign this document never there available for months? You know,
Look.
sometimes I ask people, like, why is this document not done? Well, this person went on a holiday, and sometimes they're telling the truth, but for the most part, if someone is paying somebody off to just not be around, you just out of luck. So I'm telling people that what we're doing is building a setup to where you don't have to go through this drama and this nightmare, you know, and things like that. And the better we figure it out and get it done, the simpler it'll be for more people. But just going into the rat race, good luck on a nightmare.
Look, I'll tell you this right now, yeah. I would not risk buying any land here in Ghana unless I knew the person that I'm buying the land from personally. I know that they have good integrity. It's just too risky. And normally when you're offered these too good to be true deals, it can never ever be true. Because these chiefs will sell you a land to 100 different people. Look, I've even known a lady here, she has a YouTube channel. She's Ghanaian and African American, and I think her parents died and left land for her here in Ghana, in Accra. And because she wasn't really like looking about it, it's her land, but she doesn't have the documents in her name. And now she wants to build on the land. There's a bunch of apartments on there. So how can she get them off? There's very expensive structures on the land now that had nothing to do with her. These people, they were like, they just seized the land and just built on it. You even have the government going around where I'm living now, knocking down luxury houses that people built that they didn't have any permission to build on. And the government would just come and just knock them down. Nice story buildings. Who told these people that they could just, you know, break ground and building 3-4 story buildings on there? Who told them they could do that? No one did. They did this maybe 20 years ago. No documentation, nothing. And that's the thing. You know, you have to have your documentation from the Lands Commission in your name. Because if you don't, right, the Lands Commission or the government can come around and start inspecting lands and just say the government say, look, we want this land here. And your property is already there. What they would do, they would pay you to relocate you somewhere else, or they would buy the building off you and you'd be compensated. But if that land is not registered, you lose everything. So it's so important to have your land registered. And it's happening where I'm living on a regular basis. A lot of people are having their houses demolished because they never had the right authority to build there in the first place. Didn't even have an indention, nothing.
Yeah, brother, appreciate it. And that's what I'm telling people. This stuff takes time because the shortcuts, it hurts, man. It's gonna come back to make people regret everything. So one thing I can say for sure is like, we never did it in shortcuts. One thing I would say that we could have focused more on survey and registration at the beginning, but then, you know, the chief like wants his money. So it's like, you work those things out. But you know, now, you know, he is cool with, you know, the 60 acres, and you know, he wants us to more focus on getting the land completely registered. So we're in good situation. And this also give you know, our people you know, great advice. And you know, I watch a video, you know, I always watch a video that Dr. Milana make about certain situations. So are these things gonna happen? Like, no, but can they happen? Absolutely. You know, we have had more than enough people mention situations. So everything that we're doing is from those precautions and things like that. But I'm telling people, once we just get all this stuff taken care and done, we can just like really just put more of our time into doing the building and the development and things like that. But you know, it's like you got to get all of the legalities, every single last piece of it, like perfect.
You see, Ghana is a country, right? They will change, they will make up a rule right there and then on you to screw you over. Even in a bank, they will do it. It's just how this country is. They will make up a rule that never existed. They haven't got a sign saying you can't do this or you can do this or you can't do that. They just change the rule on you just like that. It's kind of funny, you know? So it's like, I'll tell people like, you know, like when I came, you know, in 2020 and we had the seminar with Dr. Milana, he pointed out that it really is not advisable to any real estate unless you're a resident. Because should you get into trouble, somebody could lie on you, set you up, and you're arrested and you're deported, you will lose your investment. But if you're a resident, it's not quite so. It's just not going to deport you like that. But if you're on a tourist visa and you end up buying a house and you have some problem, a Ghanaian set you up and say, oh, you did something that you didn't do. Well, you remember, what's his name at the conference? He actually experienced that issue. What's his name again, that guy, your friend? David, right?
Yes, that was David.
David,
yeah, David is,
they
you
tried
know,
to set him up.
yeah, and these are the things that me and David been talking about since 2006, because I'm telling people that organically I learned all about this whole process of land, because we had these conversations from, well, basically exposing all of the people doing all of this stuff where, you know, you just go to Ghana and then you meet somebody that say, oh, they like you, and oh, the chief is my best friend, the chief is my daddy, and all kind of stuff. And, you know, we've made, what we have done is we've made it hard to where they can't just like do, unless somebody just want to give them their money now. You know, we're showing people like, hey, if people are not willing to just do this, do that, then that's automatically 3 red flags already. Don't proceed and things like that. You're still probably gonna have people do what they want to do because people feel like, well, who are we? You know, like I've had people insult me because, you know, I'm doing business dealing with real estate and I live in Georgia and it's the real estate operation is in Africa. That's how much people just be on some literally just stupidity, ignorant stuff. Like, you know, I'm always telling people like, you know, there's a, you know, there's a white man called Marriott, you know, he has hotels across 6 continents. I was like, did people tell him that he needs to stay his ass in America and he don't know nothing about real estate and any of that stuff in those other countries? You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling people, you know, I'm sorry that, you know, that you're uneducated and you didn't spend time to learn anything and you just got to spend your time watching what we're doing. But what we're doing, you know, because you have people saying that what you guys are doing is going to cause civil war, all kind of negative energy. I was like, what we're doing is groundbreaking. There's a lot of our people that go to Ghana and say you went into something and you need somebody to look out for you. Who are you going to call? I mean, other than the American embassies, you know, that's something that if you do what you have to do, but I'd rather for people to say, you know, Bomani, hey, this happened. Can you come get us? And then they say, you know what, we can be a part of the community. We can provide this and we can, you know, this, it's like, we have to figure these things out. And it's like, not like we have much of an option. So, brother Prince and A1, it's, you know, more and more we're seeing why we just have to just do this, man, because I've had friends come back like broken, homeless.
I think when you come to this place here, the first time you have such a good time and you're kind of drunk on happiness and drunk on excitement, but when you return and you've done over 3 months, the reality starts to kick in. That this country is not easy to survive here. You know, and people put a lot of pressure on you for you to help them do this, help them do that. People want to borrow money from you. People want to beg you money, and if you come here with the kind of like, I'm here to save people, you will need saving at the end of the day. You know, I didn't come here with the type of idea that I'm trying to save nobody here. Oh, I didn't come here to save nobody. I believe that, you know, take care of yourself and take care of your family, and after that, after you got all that down pat, you might can help one or two people, but I'm not coming here as a savior. I'm not the Red Cross now. Because people will borrow up your money here and beg you, and before you know, you ain't got money for food. It's not just one person. I mean, what they do here, they'll take your number, knowing, you know, you're not from here. And you'll be the first person they want to hit up for money. Oh, can you help me pay my rent? Oh, can you help me pay my school fees? Oh, but they stole my phone today. You know, they'll borrow your money and never pay you back, man. You feel sorry for them, you know. It's just a really, really slick way of stealing from you, borrowing money and never intending to pay you back. Some of these people will borrow your money. They don't have the ability to pay you back. Not in a million years. And some maybe could pay you back, but won't. Because they just think, oh, he's from America, he's rich. So yeah, keep your money tight to your chest there.
I have a question.
Sure.
I know you're building houses, but are you also will have like apartments that people can rent?
In the next phase, we have a layout that shows apartment lots available for those who want to put their money together and invest in apartments, and, you know, maybe release it or resell it on the second phase, which is 60 acres, which also has 10 acres of farmland. So these are things that are all planned, but, you know, we have to just keep working at it to just get it done. But we have enough land to build, you know, to build apartments.
So I mean, that would rent where if you're going back and forth.
Yeah, someone to be able to rent it or own it, like they own a condo and things like that. So that's the,
Right.
you know, these are all visions, and just like now we have another phase of, you know, where we're looking to just negotiate the land that's right there on the beach that the chief owns, and, you know, and all based on, you know, the level of support we get to do certain things, because people who need the land, we can help them get the land. Example, people who want to build apartments, resort, or want to build factories or warehouses and things like that. It's a beautiful location to do those things, but it's just not a known area. So we've been working to make it popular and put it on the map.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it's like a hidden gem. But you know, when you go to Ghana with us and we drive you to the town and drive you around, take you to the beach and everything, you know, you'll be able to, you know, see the possibilities also.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Welcome. So Prince, so you are enjoying paradise. You sure you don't rather be here in America with people like myself?
No, I'm good where I am, but
For real.
yeah, I'm good where I am. I'd rather be here with all the challenges that I face. I'd rather be here than be back in America, because the country is toxic to the core. I feel sorry for my brothers and sisters who can't leave. Because there's a lot of brothers and sisters that would love to leave, but they can't for various reasons, you know. More of our people should have passports, you know. I know a lot of brothers and sisters that don't have passports. They never ever thought about. I met a girl one time. She didn't even know how to even go about to even get one. I told her, you got to go to the post office to get the form. She didn't even know. She never left her neighborhood, much less leave the state or even the country. Never been out of our own neighborhood. Never thought about it. You know? So it's a shame. Because now it's to the point where black people are being hunted now by the police. It's bad. I mean, you know, come into your house and just kill you. They just did it to another guy the other day. I mean, I remember Dr. Umar Johnson, when they killed Breonna Taylor, they said that this is going to keep happening over and over again. And when they killed that other guy, the Botham Jean guy in Texas, it was said that they would repeat this behavior. And I've seen it happen so many times now. Now it's just like, you know, open season for us now. We're being hunted in the States. Here you have peace, you have issues here, but the problems we have here, you can overcome them. The problems we have in America, they will never ever be overcome. You'll never get justice in that country. Never ever. You could pray as much as you want. You can march as much as you want. It's never going to change. Never. It's been like that forever. You know? A white man is a wicked friggin' devil. It's as simple as that. He ain't going to change. You know, giving the Ukraine all these billions of dollars every single week or every other month, and we can't even get a law to even protect black people in the country. Not even a law. And I would have thought with all what's going on, it would have probably prompted the exodus of people wanting to leave. Not people still content with being killed. I tell you the truth, my brother. I wouldn't even care if I ever set my foot in that country ever again. I ain't lying to you. I've lived in the Caribbean before, so Ghana's much, you know, similar to Jamaica. So I don't ever have to really go back there if it wasn't for family. I'm just gonna be honest with you. As soon as you land at the airport, you know where you are. The attitude, you know. So I want to know why you were out the country, what you got on you, rushing up to you to search your luggage and stuff. Please. Here, when I came, they didn't even search my luggage. I came through the airport. The guy asked me, "What do you have?" I said, "I don't have anything, just clothes." I said, "Okay, go." A lot of people come. I've even met people who have come to Ghana one time and never ever went back. They never went back. They came and just stayed. Just figured it all out. It can happen like that too. You know?
Ghana may have its problems, but to me, the safety, the way you feel when you get there, it's worth going through that. Especially like we build in Gazi there. If we get it going up, that will be like paradise compared to when you were here and you're thinking about what can happen next. There is the way you feel here in America is if that there's going to be a civil war not very soon. It's
It's
just
gonna
like,
happen.
yeah,
It's gonna happen.
yeah.
It's gonna happen because if Trump don't get back in power, you're gonna have a civil war. That's guaranteed to happen because they're trying to lock that guy up,
But
or
you
they're
can,
trying to prevent him from running again. And if he doesn't run and become president 2024, you will have a civil war.
yeah, and
You will.
they're loud about it. They say that is that even though it's clear that he broke laws and laws that
Oh, he didn't do anything. His man never did a damn thing.
think
People have
about it.
done worse than him and never had their house raided. Please. All presidents take confidential documents when they leave office. It's standard. He didn't do anything wrong. They just don't want him because he identifies with the grassroots. He identifies with a lot of poor white trash people. All those trailer trash type people in America in the trailer park. He identifies with them. And even some black people even like him. I don't really have an issue with Trump, really, because at least when he was president, he didn't necessarily target black people. But now we got this retard president now, and he's targeting us. He is. We're worse off now than when Trump was in power, because he didn't have any target. He didn't really have any mandate that he was targeting black people. But this guy does. This guy has disdain, hate, and people must always remember it was Biden that wrote that crime bill in 1994. Trump never had nothing to do with that. But I'm neither a Democrat or Republican. I didn't vote for either. Because at the end of the day, the way I see it, none of them did anything for us. There was no reparations on the table. There was no crime bill for us to get any kind of protections. So why would I vote? I don't need to vote. You didn't do anything for me. So I think most black people should just withdraw from the system completely. You know? Ice Cube tried to see if he could drum up some type of support to see if any of them would do anything. And at least Trump had set up a panel to listen to Ice Cube to see what he wanted. But Biden, he said, nah, man, after the election, we'll talk to you. And they never ever did. They never ever did want to talk to him. But now there's a grassroots movement now to push hard for reparations. They're pushing it now. That guy, Tariq Nasheed, he's got this FBA movement going, and it's taken off. People have they're talking about it on the mainstream media now. Something's gonna have to give. Something's gonna have to give. I think black people are in a situation now, they actually can force the US government to do something for them right about now. They literally can. They don't have anything else to lose anymore. The ones who can't leave America, they're gonna have to stay and fight. And the ones who can leave, probably they should leave. That's the way I see it. If you can't leave, then you stay and fight. But if you can leave, then leave. If you can't leave through the front door, leave through the back door. You don't always have to go through the front door. But people in the States should have a ticket in their hand that they could leave, and their documents should be up to date so they could leave, should they have to leave in an emergency. Because I saw something on the news recently, well, it wasn't on the news, it was in the mainstream media. And a lot of American white people are buying citizenships in foreign countries. If you have $30,000, you can get citizenship in some other Caribbean islands. Even Turkey is given citizenship. A lot of Americans are even buying real estate even in Europe because they think America's getting too dangerous, and they will probably relocate to Europe should a civil war happen. And because the dollar is strong, so there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
A lot of stuff is going on.
I saw that report too. It's a lot of them, a lot of rich people going to Europe, buying property for millions of dollars. They're going to Europe. I think Italy. It's Italy. Some of them go to Brazil. Yeah, but yet it's I was surprised at the amount of money they were paying. I think the report was like million plus and other kinds. So that you can see clearly the rich in that report was leaving the country, and the poor also the poor whites, the same poor whites, they're leaving too. They're going to Mexico, and so the white people are white people mess up the country, and they're rushing out now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
so
always do that.
yeah, so it's left to us to get out of place. And don't matter what people say, the safest place for Black people is in Africa.
It is.
Don't tell me about going to Brazil and Spanish. I came from Guyana. I know what Spanish, the same Spanish that we talk about, Black and Hispanic. I know what that is. So the Spanish ain't got no love for Black people. So
oh, but they hate us to the core. I used to live in California as well. I had a lot of problems with those Mexicans.
Well, all right.
They have disdain, hate for us. They have disdain, hate for us. I know all about them. I've worked with them. They're evil people. I would say that Latinos, they probably even worse than a lot of the white folks. Seriously.
Yeah.
They are. Because they want to be honorable white supremacists. They're trying to prove themselves overnight.
You're right about that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to get into a lot of fights with them, physical at that. You have to stand your ground dealing with them. Oh yeah.
Well, when we talking about this is why I like the Black Star project, where we can build. I mean, we need yeah, it is a challenge, but we have to understand that that we gotta come up. We gotta start small. We gotta start putting up foundation on a more regular scale. I guess when the survey and all those things get through, and we start playing on there, I think that we will be seeing a much positive future for us there, and I think it's the way we have to go. Yeah.
It's just that a lot of our people are sleeping as well. They think everything is going to be okay. It's not going to be okay.
Well, we are accustomed to walk in. You know, we're accustomed to walk in. The builders prepare a building, and we just walk in and we occupy. But to build from scratch, we haven't experienced that, and we need to get that instilled in the new folks that coming out there. We need to let them know we're building by ourselves, and at least we get that to be appreciated. And if you get that appreciated, but those who want to come, I think that we're able to move. Of course, we'll need some encouragement, and we and with Baba out there and the office out there, with the videos coming out, that is an encouraging situation that we getting. And not only that, we have seen videos on other places, other projects, and yeah, that is also helping as well.
We should have been coming to Africa years and years ago.
Come us as a people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the issue that in the situation is that the people that you know, we talk about when we talk about the Chinese, the Indians, and you know, the different Arab groups, they've been there for generations. And it's like, so that's why we have to just, you know, be community oriented.
Yeah.
And use this as an operation to compete.
You know, Bomani, you have an enclave of Arabs here, like Lebanese and Asian, East Indians, and they're never going back to India, and the Lebanese are never going back to Lebanon. Because in Lebanon is a failed country. It's not but war and terrorism that goes on there. And that's for India, please. And you got feces running down the street in Bombay, India, okay? You got kids playing in it. I've got friends who have been to India, man. It's a slum. It's not a clean country.
Definitely.
When they come here, they're in paradise. Even the Chinese people who come here and work, a lot of them don't even want to go back to China. What they want to go back to that communist jungle so they could be, you know, tortured by their leader. They don't have any freedom. They can't even say how they feel. Yeah, here people are free.
But the Indians,
Yeah.
the Indians are no different. You see when they're together, you see they show you the power when they're together. When they're by the, like one or two, they really don't show it out. They got a lot of African students go to Africa, and they're being killed just because they're black.
I know. They don't like us neither. I know. I've worked
Exactly.
with them too as well. I know they don't like. Nobody likes black people. Black people don't have any friends.
Exactly.
We don't have friends.
Right.
Full stop.
Right now in Guyana, as you know, they're the majority in Guyana. They're taking over everything.
I know.
When they get into office, they take all the blacks out of office
Mm.
in the government jobs, and they replace it with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
What was happening only recently, a ship was caught in Senegal, heading to Guyana with guns. And they deny and think, but those guns were heading to Guyana. They were arming their villages because they claim they're afraid of black people. You Jamaica, so you know that the problem, you know the racial problems in Guyana. So yeah, and we had a struggle with that of years past.
Yeah, you guys have a large population of Indians, East Indians.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Anywhere Indians go, they cause trouble. They're just like white people. They're colonizers as well. And that's why Idi Amin kicked a lot of them out back
Exactly.
in the 70s.
Yeah,
Because anywhere they go, they're colonizers just like the white man. Because if you look on Indian people who reside in America, they can identify as white. You see?
well, the Indians in South Africa, the majority of Indians outside of India is in South Africa, and they were voting with the apartheid system, with the whites in the apartheid system in South Africa.
I know. As I said, we don't have any friends. We don't have any allies.
Exactly.
And that's why I don't believe in interracial relationships. It doesn't benefit us. You know, I think when wealthy-do black people, you see a lot of wealthy-do black men marrying to a Filipino woman and white woman. I mean, look at even Kobe Bryant. He married this Latino woman. She was just like, she was trash compared to him. What was she? And the wife treated the family so bad as well. His immediate mother and father, she treated them badly. They weren't even allowed to even speak at the funeral even. You know?
Yeah,
Why
that's
did he marry her? And he was dating a nice sister, broke up with her. And that's why Kobe fell out with his parents, you know. It was over the fact that he had started to date a Latino woman and he had dumped the black sister. So the parents, they didn't approve of it. And that's what caused the rift. And he literally cut them off, you know? A lot of brothers, they end up marrying non-black sisters, man. And, you know, a lot of these women, they just take all the money away from them.
exactly.
Because you think Kobe Bryant's wife is going to do anything specifically for black people? No. She's not going to go down and build, you know, a school or a hospital or anything to benefit black people. No, anything she's going to do is going to benefit Latinos off of Kobe Bryant's money. But he was a coon, though. He was a sellout. He was.
Yeah.
He was a sellout.
If you want to know about Spanish, check the Black Spanish. In places like in Panama, I was surprised when I went to Panama how much black people were at the airport. I was wondering if they have them in government jobs in that number. So so I will put Panama aside. But you go to Venezuela, go to Peru, and Ecuador, and they still got those black people in the slums. They can't even get a job. And that's why I was always saying that they say the Spanish come to America and everything. The Spanish that come to America were the ones who were working in good jobs in those Spanish countries. The black man don't even have the means to even leave the village, the slum that they're in. So,
Look,
yeah.
where I live in New Jersey, right? We have like a lot of Dominican black women. They say they don't identify as being black. You know what I say to them when they tell me that? I say, go to Spain, see if they will claim you. Go to Spain with all this talking about you ain't black. Go to Spain, see if they will claim you with your dumbass about you ain't black.
Exactly. Yeah.
Please. And that will shut them down. When you hit them with something like that, they don't know how to return from that statement.
Yeah, they're a different breed. They're different holds. They hate the Haitians that are there. They see them as Africans, more Africans, because they see themselves mixed with Spanish. And yeah, it's a whole thing. And the Haitians who are responsible for them to be free. In fact, a lot of them, when you really check them, got Haitian blood. But the Haitians, when they started the revolution, cleared the entire island of slavery.
You know Haiti, right? Haiti is almost like the little Congo in the Caribbean. It's a rich country. It's a rich island, you know. They have gold and they have oil, Haiti. But they just can't seem to turn it around because of all the deliberate conflicts that keep going down in that country, you know? They can't seem to get it together, but it's the powers that be that keeps that country in chaos. It's just like the Congo in Africa.
Well, what you need to know, the people that control Haiti is the Lebanese. It's the same Lebanese that you have in Ghana, right? Born and prepared communities. The Lebanese and because of some, you know, America that occupied it in Haiti, and that Haiti situation after the independence is a very not only confusing but complicated, because what you had is a colorism came in, because what happened is that you had the what we call the mulattoes who killed Dessalines, because Dessalines was calling for the restructuring of the land, because the mulattoes inherited the land from the fathers, the white fathers. And so when Dessalines they take over, you want restructuring of land, and they kill him, and they run the country from since then. And not only run the country from since then, they were seeking out more friends with Spanish. They assisted Venezuela to get independence. They assisted all those countries, the Spanish countries. You check their history in getting independence. Venezuela is the only country probably showing some kind of gratitude to them. That's why Venezuela sent them oil and things like that. It's for the gratitude. But it was the Lebanese there who controlling the whole thing, including the government. So that's a whole complicated thing when you really want things. And then plus you have America involved in dictating as to who should, you know, it's like, so the Haitians cannot run the country by themselves. They're not running this country. They're not given the opportunity to run the country. And if they give them the opportunity, they will.
Yeah, you know something? You know, Africa, the whole continent of Africa had a chance to heal and bond together. But when they took out Muammar Gaddafi, man, they've been set back like another 50 years, if you ask me.
Exactly.
That guy had the fix for everything, and they took him out.
Yeah.
And look who even who betrayed him. It was Obama. He did the betrayal based on what Hillary Clinton wanted him to, you know, have war down in that country and take the guy out. So it's something else, man. But I would say Muammar Gaddafi was probably, in my opinion, one of the best leaders Africa has ever had. He was, even though he wasn't even a black man. But he did a lot for Africa. He did. He sent up a satellite. He paid the Chinese to send up a satellite into space so the continent could get cheaper communications. He did that. And as far as I know, what Muammar Gaddafi was doing, everybody who lived in Libya, he was building houses for them, and he said he wouldn't live in his palace until every single person in Libya had their own home. You had free healthcare, free education. You see, there's no country in Africa has that, but Libya had it. And look at Libya now.
Exactly.
Look at Libya now.
Exactly.
Okay?
I am with Gaddafi. I think that Gaddafi was being associated to an extent that he turned to he was getting more support from the African countries. But not only that, but he did support the freedom struggle in South Africa, Namibia, and the frontline states in Southern Africa. So, well, yeah, I think that yeah, he had them at heart. Yeah.
He was a good man.
Yeah.
He was not a terrorist like how the United States made him out to be. Terrorist how? Anybody who always try to stand up for Black people is always labeled as a terrorist. Anytime you have any person who comes out there and speaks up for us, you got a target on your back. They kill Malcolm X, they kill Martin Luther King, they kill Fred Hampton, all these other people. You could just keep going down the list. You know?
Well, right on the African continent, the guy from Burkina Faso. What's his name again? Yeah, the kid, French kid him because he was trying to bring self-sufficiency in the country. Thomas Sankara. It's just like the whole world is against us, and I think that we have enough population amongst ourselves that we can turn to each other.
Say that again.
I said it's just like if the world is against us, but we have enough population that we can turn to our own selves.
But you know something though? Here's the thing. We have a lot of Black looking people around us, but they're not for us. That's the thing. This is how Haiti won their war against the whites, the French. They took out the traitors, their own Black traitors, killed them and put their heads on sticks. So maybe we need to do the same thing with the Black people who are backstabbers, who are not for us. They're just Black looking, but they got white minds. Since we have a lot of those people amongst us, and sometimes you can't even tell.
Yeah.
Because anytime Black people seem to get together, within no time we start fighting. You ever notice that?
Exactly.
Anytime we try to do anything, it's always drama. Whereas in other nations of people, they may have differences, but they can always seem to get past the simple, silly things. As with Black people, we never ever can agree on anything. We always have to disagree on almost everything. And you notice that?
It's indeed so, but the other powers at play, as you said, the traitors, the other powers at play. Yeah.
So you have to clear them out the way.
Yeah.
Because they suppress the progress.
South Africa did a good job of that when they were putting the tires and burning their head off.
If you notice in the United States right now, where we have some of the most vicious killings going on, you always notice the police chief is Black. Have you not noticed that?
No, I didn't notice that. No.
Yeah, you look at some of the states where we have the most violence going on. Chicago, I think they had a Black police chief. Flint, Michigan, or Detroit, they had a Black police chief. Okay? It's always in the states where you have the most outlandish behavior going on, the most killing going on. You always have a Black police chief, and they're there for a reason. So they can say, well, we have a Black police chief, so it's not like we're racist or anything. you know, the white people hide behind the black face. That's basically what they have them for.
Well, we had a black police chief in Pennsylvania when the white city bombed the move movement. You know, so it's even though we have the black face there, we are not in control.
Exactly.
Right, and you know that is
He would just be a stooge.
right. Well, he was there. He got a position. You had the same thing in New York City when you had Mayor Dinkins. You know, and so but we are as somebody, as you know, we know people say that we are still in slavery. We are still in captivity, as the Hebrews will say, the Hebrew Israelites. We're still in captivity. We're not really in control of our all the rules and regulations are not made by us for us. You understand? So we still somebody it is somebody else making rules for us. This captivity. The way you want to train your children, you can't train your children. They got rules how to train your children. You understand? Back home, you know the deal how we do that, but here you can't do that. You can't train your children. So what comes out of that is exactly what they want. Is a systematic situation, and the people don't even realize it. The black people here don't even realize it, that they've been set up. You know, so you know, it's a difficult situation. But I think that we have enough intelligence here that will soon get everything in line, especially how we're moving towards Africa, and I think that they are worried that you got about over 10,000 Black Americans or Black people in from this side, from diaspora in Ghana, and they are worried about that. I guarantee you. Right now, I think I saw something about they're trying to reduce or trying to stop dual citizenship. America is trying to stop dual citizenship. And sorry about that noise. I'm in a workshop. Yeah, they try to stop that dual citizenship, and I was wondering when we begin to move, or when because I heard that shortly after I heard the report of these rich white people going back and buying up properties in Europe. So I was wondering is what causing that?
Oh, because of all the violence going on. That's what it is. People fear. People are trying to, you know, have a backup plan. You see, the white people, they have a backup plan to flee. But the blacks, where are they gonna go? You know, I mean, you're talking about like the Western states, Texas, Arizona, California. All those states are flooded with a lot of Mexican immigrants, not just Mexican immigrants, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras. And a lot of those young men, a lot of them are drug affiliated people. They're part of gangs. You know?
Yeah.
They're part of gangs.
Oh, yeah, big time.
They are.
Guatemala, yeah, I think it's a big.
I mean, I know like Inglewood, that neighborhood has been gentrified completely. They've literally chased Black people out of Inglewood. They've chased them out of Watts and Compton. These Mexicans, they've done it.
Yeah.
I mean, look what they did to even get Nipsey Hussle out of the way. They killed him.
Well, I tell you, on my job, when I first joined this job, you had about 95% Black. Now it's twists all the way around. It's about now about 85% Spanish. So there is a change, and that was since the managers changed. So it's definitely a change. We don't know what it is. Things are moving. We don't quite understand, but we can just feel it. We can just feel it.
That's because the Mexicans would take less money. A Mexican will take a lot less money than a black person will. Because they'll come into the States and 10 of them will live in a room. And they'll send money back to Mexico and bring more people in. That's how they operate.
A lot of them come well trained from their own countries. They come and the black youths are not getting a chance even to train because the jobs are take on these Spanish. So and that leave the black youths without jobs here because they don't need to train them because you get it from it's a whole it's sometimes you wonder if it's by design, you don't know. It's so confusing, you know. We can just speculate.
Do you know who facilitates a lot of the legal immigration into America is the Catholic Church as well. They facilitate a lot of that illegal immigration stuff that Roman Catholic Church does. Because think about it, 99% of Latinos,
Catholic, yeah.
They're part of the Catholic Church.
That's right.
So they facilitate that type of behavior because that brings up their numbers, the Roman Catholic Church. All the Latinos I work with, if any of them attended church, they were all Catholics. Because most of them actually identify as being white, you know. Even they could even be darker than me and you, but they identify as being white.
Definitely, yeah. But you know, in a way, I'm okay with that because sometimes we need to know who's with us, and you don't want people among you saying that they're with us, and then this time deep down they're not. So the more people that identify outside of us, it makes it safer for us that we can know who we are.
I agree.
Yeah, man, I gotta go. It was nice talk with you, man. And
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
What's your name? What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Phil. Doris, you see up there? Doris.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to know about the what's going on in Ghana, so I just had to come in after work today. School is supposed to start soon and all that. So, all right, see you.
All right, man, take care. All right,
I appreciate it, and I appreciate anyone who wants us continue to stay on. We've talked as much about the land as possible and went over the information in presentation format. And the newsletter is the key to what we talk about in the land and the email because it has all the details for those who are interested and new. And for those who have been following us, you know, we just break off into dialogue and of the reason why. So everything that Prince was talking about was the why we're building these communities, all the things that he pointed out, and he points it out so beautifully and explain it. And I was telling people like, you know, this is one option. And the other option is to fix the situation where you are and make it work because every other race and nation of people are doubling up and they're stepping up. You know, like I lived here in Georgia, I've been here for 21 years. And, you know, I remember when it was like almost no Mexicans here. It's a whole different world now. They got crews that's outbidding everybody else, all the jobs on the work, construction, contracting. You know, they show up in just a drove with everything that you need. So I'm telling people that, you know, we're not going to be able to compete. You know, we're going to have to consolidate these energies. So all the things we talk about is the reason why we're making this work from America to Ghana to build this community. And, you know, Azebo and Dr. Cassandra is there. And, we, you know, those of us here, just show them love when you travel there, you know, even bring them some, you know, bring them a nice gift or something. And just in general, anything that we can contribute or do to this, help with anything, we can just always just show each other love. But this is an operation that's just based on, you know, money and things, and we're throwing everything that we can throw at it as best as we can, especially with all the membership dues and flipping profits and making it work. So looking forward to this, getting some more energy for some more people. And, you know, I'm available all the time. You know, just reach out. Anyone want to know if they can help or support or they can work on a project. All of that is welcome. You just need people just to just understand that you have to be in it for the long run. And, you know, we've sustained the test of time. You know, we're 3 years in strong and we're still very productive. So anybody else want to say anything or have any questions before we close? And don't want to keep everyone up too long.
To be honest with you, Black people would be more, it would be probably advisable if more could leave to come back to the continent and develop, build.
Well, give them some encouragement.
It's just too much to deal with in America. And at least if you're here, no one's gonna go out of their way to sabotage you. You know, they will welcome the investment, but you're never gonna be appreciated in America. They will just use your talents, but you'll never be appreciated or even respected. So you may as well just leave. But a lot of Blacks in the West have a preconceived about Africa. So they may think, you know, it's a jungle, because that's what we were fed before we came to the continent, that people are, you know, uncivilized here and it's just a jungle. And it's not the case. It's a very modern country. It's just, you know, certain facilities just might not be up to the power of the West. That's all.
And that's why we're in a town where we're building from the ground up and we'll be able to figure these things out,
Yeah,
especially the infrastructure in the town.
Yeah, but we have people in the States that, you know, we can match any engineer that we have in America. We've been to space, we've been the president, we've done every job what the white man has done, we've done it, and we've done it better. We're pilots, we're aeronautical engineers, we're everything, we're scientists, we're everything. So all that talent could come here, you know, and build a country that we could say, yeah, we helped to develop Ghana, you know, rather than if we stayed in America, we're just building a country, keep building a country that we're never ever really going to benefit from. So I don't really see any point staying in America, to be honest with you. Not trying to share the country with the type of people that we have to live amongst. Yeah, we could stay in America if it's for us only, but not if we're sharing the country. You just can't. The white man is not willing to agree with any other people except his own, and he even have a hard time even agreeing with his own people. He's not in agreement to live with any other race of people in harmony. He's just not cut out for that.
And he's not cut out
no matter
to,
what.
he's not cut out to work hard either.
No.
He would rather use another race of people to do his hard work. But now the other group of people are being replaced with robots. You know, and now he's got robots and he don't need people anymore to do the hard, strenuous work and to go into areas that could normally kill a human being. He don't need slaves anymore. He don't need people to do all that hard work. He's got robots to do it. And there's this government program called DARPA. I forget the acronym name for DARPA, but they're building autonomous robots that are, and they're building them by the thousand. And this is one of the best kept top secrets. They're going to use these robots to fight wars, because the people are not going to, they're not going to use people to fight wars anymore. There's going to be these autonomous robots that can think, drones. They have robots that walk upright like people, and they can repair themselves if they're broken. They can beam up to a satellite for information and repair themselves. And guess what? They program racism into the robots. So that means that you're going to have racist robots that are going to be very difficult to put down. And guess where they're going to deploy these army of robots? On the continent of Africa. Once they wipe out a couple of thousand of black folks, or maybe 500 million black folks, then they're going to employ the racist robots to finish us off. Sounds like science fiction, huh? Arnold Schwarzenegger. But it's true. Do your research. You'll find out.
I heard about the DARPA. I've heard about it before.
They're programming robots to be racist. So,
Yeah,
I mean, you think America these people are going to change? No, they're hell bent on our they talk about population control. No, it's not. It's nigger control. It's black race control. And China is doing it for the resources. White folks been doing it for a long time for the resources. The only reason why we let China in because they're giving a low cost or zero cost loans, you know, and they're letting China come in because China didn't do all the things that white folks did to us and are still doing to us. But China is worse than white people. China is just slicker at doing it than white folks. You know, you talk about people, the people's this, the people's that. You talk about the revolution, trying to start the same revolution in Africa like you did in China. No, we need our own style revolution. We don't need to copy a revolution off of Chairman Mao, or or Chairman this or Chairman that, or the Germans. We need our own style revolution. But we have to wake up in order to do that. We can't do that sleep. Most of the Africans here, most of the black folks here are not even aware of what's going on and don't give a damn, don't care. Just like I was telling you, I talked to a brother here. He didn't even know that the Congo was in Africa. He didn't even know that.
My brother, do you know the single? Do you know the biggest problem why all of those things are happening here? Do you know why? Do you know why there's so much issues?
I know exactly why.
Why?
It's brain drain. They've emptied. They replaced our traditional wisdoms with their colonization, with their way of thinking. But it's their way of thinking on a much lower level. And all they can do is mimic and copy what we've already learned and known. We had advanced civilization way before they were even came out of the caves. We had civilizations exactly like Wakanda, or probably even more advanced than Wakanda in Black Panther. How you think we could create pyramids? We had civilizations, we had creations even greater than the pyramids. They can't even figure out how the pyramids was made right to this day.
So let me ask you something. What the hell happened to those great black people then? What happened to them?
We went to sleep.
Those great black people.
Those great black people went to
What
sleep.
happened to them?
and they brainwash their offspring. And we are their offspring.
Because
You know,
now a lot of the brothers now, they want to be females now. They're putting on females' clothes.
we're under their
What,
spell.
what you can't fight no war with men like that in
Right,
America.
right.
What
We're
you
under
gonna do
their
with them?
God spell. We're under their God spell.
You see, a lot of the people here, right? They may not know things, but you can teach them. But the men that are dressing like women and doing sex, etc., you can't do nothing with people like that. They're dead. They're walking dead. They're zombies. There's nothing you can do with them. If you try to talk to one of those brothers who wants to be a woman, what are you going to do? Bend over and take his drawers down, or start twerking on top of somebody's car? What you going to do with a human being like that?
No, you put a bullet in his head. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the question.
You know,
correctly.
and the same thing with all of these Negroes that are pretending to be government officials. You have to put a bullet in their head. You can't do nothing with them either. They ain't doing nothing with us. They're not doing nothing with us.
But at least the young people here, they're at an impressionable age where you could talk to them still. Once they're not past 30 years old, I think you could work with them. Because after they're past 30 years old, you ain't gonna be able to do much with them. So some people, when they get to a certain age, I think it's too late for them to change. They're already set in their ways already. So I'm saying, like, if you catch somebody, before they hit the 30s and you start to show them the light, you could turn them around. I mean, let me ask you this, because you know more about this than I would. Malcolm X was on a destructive path. At what age did he turn his life around and join the Nation of Islam? What age was he? Do you know?
He was in his 20s.
Ah, there you go. There you go. You see, just like what I was saying. They caught him when he was young. But if he had gone past 30s, it probably would have been too late for him. But they got him at an impressionable age, and they got him in prison too as well when they started to teach him.
Well, that's the same thing as the colonized, global colonized brainwashing machine, which are cell phones, and which are the media will define the next generation. Let's just be real about it. And black media, black global media are grabbing the minds of this future generation. And we're not moving fast enough. And when we do move, we're talking about a bunch of bullshit. It's got to be about nation building. It's got to be about building empires. This is the reason why the Black Star Pan-African community is on the forefront of what Marcus Garvey tried to accomplish, but didn't quite do it. Bomani is meeting the same conflicts that Marcus Garvey even met. W.E.B. Du Bois was an avid critic of Marcus Garvey, so-called talented 10th, type of way of thinking. Or, and look at unapologetic Negro peon. These people minds are totally ruined. They have no clue of what Pan-Africanism is all about. They have no clue that we are headed for destruction. We're destroying ourselves, and there's a system out there, global system, that's geared towards destroying us. Even the robots that they're creating has a sense of racism. So we got a lot of work to do. if we can do the work in time, you know, because a lot of us are so far gone, we're not going to make it, you know, and that has an impact on the overall race globally. It has an impact. It makes a difference of how we think about each other, whether we think about each other as a group or as individuals. Individualism is our enemy, along with white supremacy, or white global supremacy. Because on the onslaught of TV and media, white folks spread racism all over the world. So that means that we get the bullshit from everywhere, from the Ukraine to China, Japan, everywhere. We're getting this white created racism out of the onslaught of TV. TV was what? Invented in America. But you know, a lot of this stuff, you know, people look at it lightly, but you shouldn't look at it lightly. They teach their children how to shoot at 3 years old. How come we can't teach our children to shoot at 3 years old? Because we're in a damn church somewhere on our knees praying to a white Jesus. So they got us good. They knew what they were doing when they brought Christianity to Africa. They knew exactly what they were doing. They had a plan. You know good and damn well if they bring a priest and a soldier in a book, you know good and damn well, you know, the Africans didn't know what they were up to, but the Queen in Great Britain and all of them folks and the Pope knew. Both of them knew. We are very cordial people. We'll invite anybody into our house. But once they get in our house, then they take over. They start having sex with your wife behind your back. You know, they do all kind of underhanded stuff. They bring corruption to your house. And now look at the Catholic Church. They have an origins in Catholic churches now. You know, I'm just saying, you know, I'm just telling you the truth, man. This system is corrupt. This system is corrupt. Homosexuality is a form of corruption. It leads to, what is it when you have sex with animals? That's what homosexual leads to. Bestiality. That's what you call bestiality. Homosexuality leads to bestiality. You're having sex with dogs and pigs, and you want to marry horses.
Azebo, I got a question I want to ask you. Azebo.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a question I want to ask you. You remember when we came back in June? No, it was May we came. Do you still get those sour sops down there?
Sour sop?
Yeah. Remember the sour sop you gave me?
Yeah.
Are you still getting them down there?
Yeah. Big ones too.
You know, when I came there, you were the first person to ever give me that fruit, because that fruit is a cancer cure.
Yeah,
you know, knock cancer out of you. A lot of people don't even know this.
Yeah. They don't want you to know.
You don't get it in Accra though. You don't get it in Accra.
You don't get it in Accra?
We don't get it there.
That soursop is very famous in the Caribbean. Very famous.
Yeah. There's a lot of herbs and plants out here that is not even in the books yet, but they're fantastic for the human body. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
our ancestors lived so long. We live to
Yeah.
be 200 and 300 years old
Uh-huh. We
because of
even make juice out of it.
plant.
We even turn it into juice as well.
Right. I'm drinking a tea now. I'm
Made from
drinking a tea
soursop?
now.
Made from
No,
soursop?
No, it's lemongrass peels, pineapple peels, a mango, not mango leaves, but moringa leaves, and neem leaves.
Uh-huh.
And all of this is what generating antioxidants. It's generating life in your body. It's powerful, have a powerful alkaline to it. And it regenerates your cells. That's why the what was the doctor that got killed, they put him in jail? Dr. Sebi.
Dr. Sebi. Yeah, Dr. Sebi.
Yeah, Dr. Sebi was talking about intercellular cleansing. And he had a certain formula for certain leaves, certain plants that could clean your body and clean the cellular structure of your body. Because when you take that vaccine, you're taking something that they call a vaccine. It's not even really a vaccine. It's what you call nanotechnology. You ever heard of nanotechnology?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
This is little microscopic
It's got a
robot.
transmitter inside of it. It's got a transmitter.
Right. It's little tiny microscopic robot that's controlled by a supercomputer. So that means that they can look inside of your head while you sleep and look at your dreams, look at what's going on inside of your head on a computer screen. They can hear your thoughts. You know, really, they literally making themselves out of God. And they can inject you with those nano chips, and you don't even own you. They own you. You don't even own yourself anymore.
Mm-hmm. True.
They own you. It's just like a Monsanto's. How Monsanto's put a product, put a plant out there. They own that plant because they changed it from a cellular structure, from a cellular level. They changed so many percentages of that particular plant. So that plant is not becomes unautonomous. And that person become unautonomous. You're being controlled by a supercomputer. You know, if they can control your thoughts. You know, look at the crime rate since they've injected people with that vaccine. Look at the crime rate in America and all over the world. People are having accidents, people are killing each other. That's what they want. So you'll beg for New World Order. You'll beg for it. They want total chaos so that you'll beg for New World Order. And that's the reason for separating and getting out of the US, because the US gonna be so unbearable to it's just gonna run you crazy. Either that or turn you into a damn zombie.
So let me ask you this, Azebo. How much is one of those the
South,
sauerkraut? Yeah, yeah. How much do they cost down in Central Region?
how much they cost? About 8 CDs.
Wow. Are you still you can still find them to buy?
Yeah, you can still buy them.
Wow. How come we never ever get them in our crop?
It might be a reason. They didn't. Okay.
Hey, are you guys still getting mangoes down there still? Mangoes and pineapple?
Yeah, we still get mango.
Oh,
You might have to get your ass out the city, man. You know, y'all get out here and y'all get city crazy, man. We gonna have to deal with the country, man. We got to deal with the rural parts of Africa if we want to make this revolution a success. This is a people's revolution, you know. It ain't no big city revolution. Ain't nobody in no big city gonna have no damn revolution. All they gonna do is protest for their rights that's being violated. That's it. You know, if you want a real revolution, you have to go to the rural parts of Africa.
so do you have any plans to return to the States anytime soon?
Hell no.
No, I hear that.
The States can kiss my ass. You know, I don't never want to go back to. Ever since I've been a little boy, I've been wanting to come to Africa. I never felt at home in the United States. I always felt like I was missing out on something, like I needed to be somewhere else. I always felt that way ever since I was a little boy.
Well, the reason why I asked you, because when Cassandra came on, she asked you, she said that she wanted to know what was the process to go back to the States. So she said that you wanted to know. Why did you want to know that for?
Oh, she didn't say that. I don't think she said that. Cause I ain't
That's
never.
what she said, that you wanted to know the process to go back to the States. What did you have to do? She asked Kamal, what did he have to do to get back to the States?
No, that's what she asked.
Oh, okay.
I
I thought she was asking on behalf of you.
I know the process of how to get back to the United States, but I don't want to go back. So that process ain't necessary for me, because I don't want to go back. This is my home right here in Jahazi. This is where I'm living. You know, I don't want to go back to the U.S. That's a you know, Trump called Africa a shithole. To me, America is a shithole, especially in LA, especially in LA on what is it, a Hobo Row or whatever you call that place?
Skid Row?
Skid Row, yeah.
I know LA quite well too.
And Skid Row is going too.
Where did you stay in LA?
What?
Where did you stay?
In LA?
Yeah.
Compton, Long Beach. And you're right, they are killing black folks in Compton. They've been killing black folks in Compton at least 8, 9 years.
Yeah, it's the Mexican cartels doing it.
Yeah, Mexicans are doing it. They had a group called the Black Guerrilla Army. The Black Guerrilla Army. And then
they're no match for the Latinos. They're no match for them. The Latinos are working with the police.
Yeah, I know. They've been working with the police.
They work with the LAPD. So, you know, they got the government behind them. That's the issue.
Yeah, I used to see gangbangers driving police cruisers all the damn time. Especially up in Barstow and Victorville and shit. You know, they driving police. At first I thought they had stole the damn cars. They off the police. How the hell you gonna off a police and steal his car and go joyride around town? That's dumb as hell. So then I just came to the conclusion that they must be working together. You know, that they have gang units. They have whole departments that's dedicated towards, you know, gang units and shit, you know, in the police department. So what you're saying is true. They do work with the police.
They've been going on for a long time.
Yeah,
When
that's right.
when I left California in 2014, I haven't been back. But when I really went out there to live, I went out there to live around about 1997. And
Right.
things were kind of okay back then. Things were kind of okay in the 90s. And, you know, gradually over the time, more Latinos came in, and then you had a different type of Latinos were coming. These were like, you know, from the mafia, Mexican cartel, Mexican mafia. And they're the ones that were coming over here and gentrifying out the black Compton and Watts and Inglewood. They were burning black people's homes down and shooting, doing drive-bys in the black neighborhood, all kinds of stuff.
They was doing
So
this. They
it's
did the
bad
same
now.
thing. They did the same thing in Arkansas.
Yeah.
In Arkansas, they was burning down black folks' houses and stuff.
Mm.
And it wasn't gangs either. We went to this place in Arkansas, and we went to the black community, and then we stopped at a gas station to get some, you know, to get some gas and stuff. And we went to the black community, and the houses were, most of the houses were burned down. People were still living in some of the houses, but some of the houses were burned, was burned down. It was unlivable. And we asked the people, why was the houses burned down like that? And they didn't even want to tell us. They didn't even want to talk about it, you know? And
Well, you know,
they were saying,
Azibo,
if you were smart,
Azibo,
you could leave this place, you know?
yeah, Azibo, did you know the whole of Central Park was occupied by black homeowners one time?
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
burnt them down. The Irish burnt them out.
Yeah, I knew it. In San Pedro, California.
I know San Pedro.
In San Pedro, California, they have a really, hey, Cassandra, what was that place in San Pedro that, and I used to be a security guard up there too. What is that place up above San Pedro? It's what's the name of that? What's the name of that? No, the rich place. No. Yeah, what black folks used to own the place.
And
It's not Manhattan Beach, you know.
it's in that area.
No, it's San Pedro, California. Manhattan Beach is in New York.
There's a Manhattan Beach in California.
There is a Azibo. There is a Manhattan Beach in California. There is.
Palisades.
Yeah, Palisades.
Pacific Palisades.
Well,
Yeah.
no, not Pacific Palisades, because that's closer. It's going the other way. But there's Oh, wow. The beach, that the black people own the beach. I can't remember.
Black folks own-
Yeah, I can't remember.
Bruce's Beach, Bruce's Beach.
But it was black people who owned that in an all black town.
In San Francisco, black folks own San Francisco. You know, and in the word California, what came from the Queen Caliph. Queen Caliph was a black queen. So I'm about to lose my doggone battery juice.
Well, Azebo, it's all good. You shared a mouthful and shared many, and even beyond reason why we should be building the community we need to build in in Ghana and other parts of Africa. So if you want to share some more, that's fine. But beyond that, looking to close out. Anybody else like to share anything or have any questions in general?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head to bed now anyhow, you know. Getting kind of late, it's almost midnight here.
So Azeba, if you want to close out or finish up, and if anybody else, if you have any questions, just let me know before we close. Beyond that, it's been a very fruitful few hours of dialogue and updates. All right, so if no one else have anything else to say, family, appreciate everybody joining us on another incredible Zoom conference for our Black Star Pan-African community. And just letting everyone know there's more land available, and we're gonna keep on working on the process and getting better at it. So reach out to us if you have any questions. This represents the office here in Georgia and the other one there in Jahadzi. So you have representation and people to communicate with. All right, so family, take care, everyone. Good night.